Yo,
got?
Black Widow fighting. to this day.
Same, but
Yeah, he lost his
protection.
I don't even know. I don't even know
that
what
nigga
gonna work though.
I was saying
No.
no. He lost.
Use your
That nigga
common
50 said he don't
sense.
claim him as his son no more. That's his mom's child. Like I said, damn, it's over.
Damn, 50
It's
got
over.
another son.
By the way, guys, we are now live officially. They can hear us again.
Fuck the fans. Oh, my bad.
Subscribers, bro.
I don't want to give no nigga warnings and shit like that, man.
Yeah,
Like,
he
what
just
gonna
do
tell
it.
us
They're
before?
gonna count down.
I mean,
and
why do I have to count down?
Now y'all niggas live. I say something incriminating, you gonna get me fucked up, nigga. Like, come on,
Incriminating.
man.
You don't even do nothing. You be in the crib.
No
You
self
good, bro.
snitching.
You be in the crib, you fat ass
Yeah.
nigga.
So,
Oh my god! I have to go
And then the
outside
only
to
time,
get
and then the
food.
only time you go out,
Outside to
Yo.
get
and then the
food.
only time you go
Stone.
out, you go to get some chicken, nigga. Stop talking about me.
The only time you go out, you gotta get saved by Samaritans and shit, nigga. You live where Jesus died at. You a
Oh,
desert
Lord.
living ass nigga. What
Oh,
you talking about, bro?
yeah.
Go back to the
Yo,
old
Nigga,
Stone,
middle of
days.
nowhere. I'm
Stone,
living
you see-
DMV, but I'm not
you see what
really a
Bush
D
did?
ass. What?
So you see what Bush did? Bush disrespectful, bro.
What he
This
do?
dude, he got the new girl. She got a picture up, but me and you don't got no pictures up on the live stream.
Yo,
Oh
Bush.
shit!
That's
You know what?
disrespectful, Bush. You got Morgan.
Hold on.
You
You're
got
right.
Morgan.
You're right.
You got a nigga that's not even in the call. Oh my
Morgan
God.
always
Hey,
here, man.
disrespectful,
Loyal,
dog.
man. Morgan stay loyal, man. Look,
How you gonna do the right hand man like that, bro? Like, what's wrong with
who's
you?
the right
Bush?
hand man?
Yo,
Me, nigga, what the fuck you thinking is right hand man?
Did you just promote
I
yourself
told
to
you I'm
sidekick?
nigga.
What the
Right
fuck?
hand man.
I ain't no sidekick, nigga,
Yo.
brother.
You just promoted
I'm Nick Fury. I'm Nick Fury, nigga. I'm bringing all the Avengers together. Get off.
And then you disappearing for 3 movies.
All right, so we got the power to mute niggas now. That's why I'm here. So yeah, this is Off the Top live. The official podcast here, the epicenter of pop culture.
What the fuck? Why you mute me, nigga?
I forgot.
They already started.
I gotta-
They say you stay simping for Morgan, Bush. They already started.
What?
You simping for Morgan? Oh man.
All right, run the intro. Fuck.
Go ahead.
Hey,
Yeah,
that
he
nigga
did.
Death Racer mad. He was trying to be my unofficial dick rider, but you know he
Why
failed.
would you ever
Don't call the fans dick riders, dog. Don't call the that's my job, nigga. Damn.
He said you fake ass David Ruff. I don't know what the fuck. One of all your references is older than me, nigga. Like I don't know what the
Yeah,
fuck
Morgan,
you
your
be talking
master now, Bush. Damn.
about. Huh?
So Mo gone, you hop
Run
on
the
Morgan dick. That's what we do now.
Damn.
Hey, look. Anyway, this is Off the Top, the epicenter of urban pop culture. We're not talking about
now
it.
it's
It's not
urban pop
relevant.
culture.
I mean, it's all we talk about is black shit, man. I try
That's
to
true.
crowbar in
Don't
some
say
white
that.
stuff.
Oh my god.
That's facts. That's
Try to
facts.
talk about PewDiePie, Tfue, and all them other people. You were like,
Nobody
I
gives
don't
a
care
fuck about
that.
them.
See, exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. See, this is
I
what,
really
Damn.
do not.
this is what I'm talking
Damn,
about.
but
Man.
see, even a new person telling you your shit is outdated and nobody
Yeah,
wants to talk about
listen to the
Talk about.
subs, Bush.
Anyway, of course, I am Bushido Spirit, the host, the best host in the world, the only host, the only person you came to listen to.
Oh my god.
I am
Ew,
here.
what the fuck?
All right. And also, we got the newcomer, Kekla Flair. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. I think that's
She
correct.
told you how to say it 3 minutes ago.
I mean, I forgot. I just forgot
we need
that
a
quick,
shortened
man. I'm
version.
sorry. You need to just.
You
yeah,
asked me
you
like
short
10 minutes ago, bro.
Is there like a shortened version that we can say, or is there like?
Kick.
Yeah, you can just call me Keith.
Keek.
I'm about to say you better choose a syllable and keep it in.
All right, we got Truth here.
That's as much as Bush can comprehend.
I mean, yeah, that's easy, man. It's Truth. All right. We got Stone.
Yeah, nigga.
Oh my god.
You know what's up, aka Stone the Bone, the one that bring your girl home and.
The fuck?
That was mad action.
Cornball games not down. Man.
This nigga's
Going on
corny,
here?
man. Damn. Anyway, we got John.
I mean, you ain't gonna say it.
Man, I'm going home, man. Forget this podcast.
I'm gonna head out.
All right, I'm head out.
What the fuck?
Podcast over.
Anyway, did Josh leave for real? Oh no, he's
No,
still
look who
Mo.
it is.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
Mo.
shit.
Oh,
Is that
Mo alive?
Is that him?
Is
he here or
Is that
is he-
Mo?
Oh shit, did Mo come back?
Oh,
Damn, that nigga
shit.
been missing for
Shut
so
the fuck
long.
up.
Damn.
Oh shit, is that?
up, Mo?
Hello, I'm Mo. I'm new to the podcast. I joined very recently, and
Exactly.
I'm here now. Hello.
It's nice to see you. We had an
Yeah.
old member named Mo, but he dipped on us, so his membership expired.
Yeah,
Mm.
Probably jumped
Yeah,
that nigga.
that
if we
nigga,
see him
that nigga
again.
sounds like a whole loser. bro. Like, why
Damn.
you recruit that nigga?
Damn.
Damn.
Oh shit.
To be honest with you, Mo, I never liked old Mo.
You know what, Josh, man? That nigga was so phony. Like, I'm excited for Shang-Chi. I can't wait for Blade. Blah, blah, blah. That nigga, like, man.
I don't know, man. After that Brexit shit hit, I think he switched up
man.
on us.
It's crazy. He ain't been the same since they canceled.
That's why you've been going, man. This shit is it's about when is that happening? Like when is the deal?
Yeah, they charge me extra. My internet provider charges me extra for talking to Americans now, man. That shit's crazy.
Damn.
Nigga sucking dicks for loaves of bread now over there, man. This
The
shit is
nigga gotta
crazy.
get a VPN. What?
What are you talking about? How do we
Why you
even?
gotta
Yo,
fuck the jokes up like that?
I'm
dog?
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Man. I'm sorry.
But look,
Anyway.
I'm never having a sandwich. I'm never having a sandwich ever again. If we go to
oh my god.
Nigga got bologna and cheese. Where's the bread at? I can't do it.
It
Anyway.
costs too much. It's not worth it.
All right, so if for anybody that's not familiar with the process, the new process, so we do 2 live streams a week now, and one of
We
those
do?
live streams is
we do too.
Like, we didn't even know. I'm telling you.
New information for everybody, man. Look, one of the live streams is premium, right? It's on the Patreon, so you go there to watch that live stream. But you probably will see the videos, like snippets of that live stream, because I'll post them up later, like you see me doing now with the recent videos I posted up. But yeah, and these live streams right now, they're about fuck. I keep I had
How
it.
you choking on the intro, nigga?
Hey,
Like,
that's how you know Bush wrote a script today, bro. The nigga stumbling like shit.
I'm mad nervous.
Oh shit. Anyway.
How you get
high
nervous
right
in
now?
front of 15 people? God
Any-
damn. Go on the internet.
I'm not nervous, nigga. I just fucked up, man. Anyway, like I was saying, this will probably go unlisted when it's over.
I hope
So,
so.
yeah.
That's noble. God damn.
He's having a stroke.
Fuck.
Hold on, I got you, bro. Make sure to support the off the top OnlyFans account. You know,
Exactly.
Make sure to-
Exactly. Support the OnlyFans account. You
$10
can
a
help.
month,
my
you get
God.
all access to the videos.
OnlyFans.
Also, dick
Get
pics
all,
on
get
there.
all
You gotta
access.
find it,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
where you want to
Password
see,
protected.
if you want to see Bush's bussy, just
Exactly,
sign up
man.
for that.
Oh my god.
You want to see how
Oh,
true
we done-
Marcel truly is, then you go to
Oh, okay.
OnlyFans, man.
I'm out.
Right now.
We gonna hold Stone out too, man. You see you putting his
Nah, we
videos
good.
up, man, showing his
Hey,
face.
no way in hell we not losing subs right now.
Yeah.
yo, man, these niggas is mad homophobic already. You talk about selling penis
Right.
to them. That's crazy.
Talking about pussy and all. Like, they didn't
It's not
come here.
homophobic, it's capitalist. We're selling it. Like, it's the difference.
Look, man, yeah, exactly.
Other ways to make money.
We trying to turn them.
Facts. You against hustling? Like, come on, dog.
Pay for pay, man.
We trying to
You know
turn
what
them,
it is.
man. We slowly turning the whole comment section, man. They'll all be speaking like us in the future. But yeah, so
Speaking like you.
Facts.
so we got a lot
We're
of
trying to convert
topics.
the masses.
Exactly,
Yup.
man. I'm trying to teach these niggas, man, the beauty of pussy, man. Anyway,
Please,
Let's-
please.
Can we start, sir?
all right. So here's the rundown. So the rundown, pretty much what we're gonna talk about.
Just quick.
All right, so we're gonna talk about, of course, Denzel Washington possibly being casted as Magneto. That's a
Where'd you
rumor.
even find that
It
shit at?
could be
man? I ain't
fake,
see
I
that
don't-
shit nowhere. None of my
hold
websites,
up.
I never
Is
saw
this
that shit.
Bush? Please
What?
don't tell me this is media takeout, sir.
No, why would media take out? We talking about Magneto?
Yo,
nigga?
like whenever you get a shitty ass source, you be talking about media takeout reported X, Y, Z, and never been true once,
Is
Bush.
Stone
Look.
talking about shitty sources?
Oh
my
yeah,
God.
See?
Stone, I
Got your ass
understand
on,
what you're
Stone.
saying, and I understand what you're saying, Stone, and I respect it. But there's a Silver Surfer movie in development that we go talk about, Stone.
Yeah, I heard
Oh,
that.
Lord.
I'm excited.
All I'm saying, all the people I subscribe to on YouTube and websites I follow, I ain't seen nothing about no goddamn Denzel Washington.
That's
King
Magneto.
Magneto. I don't know where the fuck Bush found this.
I saw that. No, I
Yeah,
saw that. I
yeah.
saw it. I saw it.
Yeah.
What website?
I'm just trying to see him.
No, but I'm on. What website, Bush?
The Cosmic Astronaut or some shit. I don't know what the fuck that shit is called.
He got it from the
It was, one
Cosmic
of,
Top.
it was one of those shitty websites that's obviously lying all the time.
Shit.
Oh,
Hey, you
great.
sent me a link. I've never been to that shit before. I didn't even know if it was like a real website.
Yeah, it's
I clicked that shit.
I
My
hate
phone
that
shut
shit,
down
bro.
by itself.
I hate that shit. Yo, look. Niggas be like 5 hours into a conversation before they realize this shit's fake. Like, I hate that shit. Like,
look,
it's so
man.
crazy.
Look, it don't
Yeah,
matter
so
if
we
it's
gonna
fake.
say it's
Look,
fake first, and then still make
yeah,
the
it
video
don't
like, bro, you
exactly.
And
serious?
Bush
Yeah,
is not gonna make a
exactly.
retraction
Shit.
at all.
Never.
Like, he's just gonna leave it
Never.
up.
You're right.
Fuck no.
He still got that
Make a
little.
retraction. Yeah,
He
exactly.
still got that little
So he had
Nas
the
X
bag
video
of
up.
integrity.
I do got that little Nas. That little Nas X is smashing Miley Cyrus' sister.
Sister,
Ew.
yeah.
How we know that shit ain't true?
He still has that fucking video up, man. He ain't make no retraction on that shit.
Yo, I made a retraction when I came out with the other news that he was gay, man. Surprise.
I keep hearing these lines about like saying that they thought they were Nas, but they're more like Lil Nas X. These shits is bars, bro. This shit's
Oh.
crazy. Man.
I don't know
You
what
got
the fuck you
Nas in your
talking
top
about.
5?
So this nigga still hate on Nas. Anyway, we gonna talk about that. 6ix9ine out here
Lil B.
snitching. 6ix9ine still snitching. So
We need a new word for what 6ix9ine doing. That nigga doing. He's doing the
That nigga
Digivolution
sang like a
shit, whatever that
canary,
shit.
bro.
He's
He's
singing
singing.
there.
He's
Yeah.
singing, man.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't even so bad. We all knew these niggas was gang members anyway, so I mean, it ain't even that bad.
Yeah, but it's different when you have somebody who's telling all your business in a court of law.
I mean, that's true, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, saying it
We'll
on
get to
Twitter way different from saying it in court.
Yeah,
Right.
this is some Fed shit too. So
All right, so Ben
No.
Yeah,
Shapiro.
federal level shit.
I'm gonna talk about Ben Shapiro. So he hates rap music. We're gonna go through his history.
Oh,
of
here you
hatred.
go with Ben Shapiro, man.
Well,
Oh,
I
can
mean,
we talk about his dick fetish too or no?
I didn't know he had one.
He was like, okay, wait.
Okay.
yeah,
But
Bush
yeah, also,
love Ben
I
Shapiro.
don't think a
Ben Shapiro's one of the top, conservative voices out there, and people listen to him. So, I mean, that's why we're talking about him. He's popular with the kiddies, man. All right. Also,
You got any games today or no?
we're gonna do a race bending game.
Race
What?
bending.
What?
It's linked to
Yeah,
that. It's linked to that Magneto news, man. We're gonna talk about
See,
that. shit.
George, that's what happens when you don't watch the last 2 seasons of Korra, man. Race bending was like the craziest move in that shit. Man.
Cora was ass.
That shit
Yo,
was that.
and
I
Josh-
refuse to finish it.
This nigga Josh
Yeah.
sent me a crazy back to school shooting commercial. That's what I'm calling it.
That
Oh
shit.
yeah,
Back
I
to
saw that
school
shit in the middle of the
shooting.
night last night. That shit almost made me cry.
Yeah, that shit was-
Sad as fuck.
it was fucked up. Yeah, but I'm glad Epic not here. You see what he said?
No, I did not see what.
No.
He said, don't.
Epic ain't the
I'm
one,
just gonna
bro.
say this. I stopped listening to Epic when like he said, "Look, Far From Home is the lowest selling Spider-Man movie. It's been out for 2 days."
2 days after it came out.
Yeah,
That's what turned Mo off the Spider-Man slander.
It was just
That
so
was the final
stupid though.
strike,
It's,
man.
it's like look at the
Epic
box
be
office.
saying, I tell you, I blame Bush and Guru. Had they not broken up the show tonight, Epic would never watched all them goddamn conspiracy videos and fried his brain. I blame you, Bush.
Higher truth, y'all niggas just not ready for it, bro. I
Yo,
mean,
man,
shit.
look.
Shit.
I don't know. One of my friends said this. I don't know who it was. They said some shit like some niggas they just stupid their way to smart, and they smart their way to stupid. You know what I mean? He did one of those. I don't know which one it is yet.
Yeah, I don't know either, man. I got us a hotep emoji for him in the Discord.
Hotep emoji. Oh, shit.
I got the unk in there, nigga. So yeah, he can play with that, man. But yeah, we also got to talk about an SNL comedian that got fired. So comedians are under attack now, according to some niggas in this call right now.
Oh no.
So we're gonna
say
talk
I
that.
wanted to see the audio. I was looking for.
Yeah, I found
shit.
it. I found it for you, so I got it.
All right, cool.
That shit hidden. I couldn't find that shit. I hate that.
Yeah,
news
I looked
sources do
everywhere.
that. Like they talk about a topic, but they never show the actual clip. They bleep it out, or they just like show it in the background with no fucking audio. Like what? Why do that?
I mean, even with no audio, yeah. Okay.
Imagine
But,
getting a copyright strike from like the LA police department or some shit like that. It's like what the fuck? What happened?
That
The
shit
tag to
crazy.
say
Man.
evidence, like the fuck.
Oh, one
6ix9ine emoji. and
one
that
other
shit.
thing
My bad.
too. What's the dude named Trudeau? The Canadian dude. He got a black
Oh
face.
yeah, the Halloween
Yeah.
professional.
Oh yeah, that nigga.
And then Sony is trying to. I mean, Apple is trying to buy something, and people think it's Sony pictures. So that's out there too. And that probably would explain why Disney was
Apple
like,
about to
"Fuck
get
y'all niggas."
Apple about to get a whole lot more money this weekend. Them new iPhones come out tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Also,
Oh, yeah, those shits are expensive.
it makes sense for them to buy Sony pictures because they got their streaming service. So all that shit is linked. So what do y'all want to talk about first? You want to get into the fake news first, the Magneto shit?
Just said fake
Fake
news.
news.
Let's start with the lie.
We might as well get out the
Network?
way.
Like that's the greatest way to start off. Just start off.
Can I start off with no?
Yes. No. let's talk about Magneto, guys. All right. So it's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing in depth or anything like that. This is a rumor. It may not be true. It's most likely fake.
This shit fake as hell.
But the article says that Disney is looking to cast people of color, specifically black people, for the new X-Men, for Magneto and Professor X. And a lot of people are saying, oh shit, Denzel, he played Malcolm X, so maybe he can play the fake Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on right now.
Where did you find that picture?
I'll tell you, a lot of people, this story is everywhere, man. This story is not hidden, man. It's not like some one site has it. A lot of different sites have it. None of the official sites have it.
People got too much time on their hands.
Look, I did not make that, so I just want to say somebody else made it, and I like it. It's a good job.
You know what I love about these photoshops that's so funny to me? It's like, look, niggas, you don't think it works? I did it. Look, I did all the work. This is how they look, just like this.
It's not
They
bad,
never look
man.
like this.
Like it's a little fog on his face, but it's not bad. It kind of works. I fuck with it. So what are y'all thoughts on that, man? Y'all fuck with this idea to make the X-Men, the two main X-Men, black? You know, Magneto and Professor X. This new wave of race bending. Okay.
I do. I mean, as long as we get good actors, especially like Denzel, it'll bring a whole new market to the movie franchise. And I think that it'll show that we can be in any position and have range more than just what we've been put into.
Okay. I see what you're saying there. That's probably most likely why they doing all this race bending shit in the first place. They know that they gonna get the white fans in because they like the property, and of course some of the black comic book fans are gonna come along too as well. But they trying to get that new demographic by doing the race bending thing. Anybody else got a take on this? Yeah, I think it's quiet.
If they cast him as Magneto, they gotta have Viola Davis as Mystique. That's what they gotta do.
Oh no! Oh god!
All these old
Don't
people,
do that.
man. Like,
Don't do
No,
that.
but that's the joke. It's the fucking fences, dude. It's
Don't. Here's my thing. Fuck. I don't know. Like, I'm me personally. I don't give a fuck. Like, I personally don't have no issue with them changing the race and race bending the motherfucker. Like, if they do a good job, they do a good job. Like, it's whatever. It's a fucking fictional character in the first place. But I'm not gonna act like there isn't gonna be outrage. Like, I'm already looking like that amazing look. I'm looking right now on like YouTube, and all these people like complaining about it.
Yeah,
they're like, there's always gonna be that argument. There's always gonna be that thing where they're like, oh, they're changing the race to the pander. They're changing like there has nothing to do with the actual character. The character wasn't originally white and stuff like that. But my thing is, first of all, y'all niggas didn't really give a fuck about these characters in the first place like that. So why the fuck?
But they're always fans. But they're always fans when something like this happens. They're like, every day I used to read X-Men comics, and there was so much power and authority in Magneto's voice, and now he looks like me. He's black. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
But I don't even get it. I don't even get it though. It's like y'all niggas got how many times do you have an iteration of? How many times have we seen this nigga as a Jewish? Like even in the off the top Discord, them niggas were complaining like a motherfucker. Magneto needs to be Jewish. Such a part of his character. Mo, is it really a part of his character that he's Jewish like that?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
That's the worst take ever, nigga.
So you picked the wrong argument.
So
the right argument, the right argument with that is that he can't be a World War II person because that would make him like 100 years old, and don't nobody want to see a 100-year-old Magneto. That's the argument you got to make.
Never mind if it's important.
Like what?
I mean, if it's important,
no, I don't give a fuck. I want Magneto to be in his 40s. I don't care.
I mean, if 40s. It's important that he's Jewish, then keep that nigga white, man.
That's important to the original origin story, but if they change the origin story, then obviously
they have to change it.
Which they do.
No,
but they have no choice but to.
Yeah, they probably.
No, what's gonna happen is they're gonna have the same origin, but like what's gonna happen is Magneto is actually like a gamer, and then he's super oppressed because gamers are the
Yeah.
most suppressed group of people.
Facts.
Yo, yeah, that is a good point, Josh. I'm sorry. Go ahead, True. I was gonna cut you off. Go ahead.
Nah, my bad. So, fuck. The weirdest thing. Okay, so if in case y'all don't know, like, it's obviously not just about the fact that it doesn't fit the original character, because even in like the source material, like part of the universe is that there are fucking alternate dimensions and shit like that. So obviously, like, basically anything could go down. Like, they rebooted shit all over the period. And as someone who didn't really grow up with them comics, I could really care less. Like, most people didn't grow up with that shit. Most of the people that are watching this are casual. So I don't really think it matters to niggas like me.
Fuck you, then, nigga.
I mean, it's true though. Like, there's no way they're making $1 billion off of straight comic book fans.
Like hardcore
No
fans,
way in hell. No way in
anytime your
hell.
shit hits the mainstream, that audience is largely, we know most joking, but anytime your shit hits mainstream, that audience is largely casual. Like, you go
And
to,
you gotta appeal to the larger.
you gotta
audience,
appeal to the larger audience.
Right.
Yeah,
And-
I know this. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, there's a mistake that the industry makes in general. They think that like movie sales translate to comic book sales. Niggas do not read comic books.
Comic
even
books,
with even with the amount of movies coming out and how successful the IPs are, the books don't sell. They don't.
Yeah,
And
I
that's-
say merch
and that's
sells
the
more
crazy
after
part.
movies.
And that's the
comic
crazy part.
books.
These niggas, the most biggest complaint is like
the
from these
merchandise.
comic book niggas, like the ones that said, "Oh, we used to watch these comics. We the core fan base. We the one that made your fucking franchise." But y'all niggas ain't the ones that be making up the majority of the box offices. So why the fuck would they give a fuck like that?
Yeah, they don't. That's why this race bending is happening.
Listen, I don't care. Listen, I don't care what race he is. I just care. He better be young. That's all I care about. Because you got to think about it. MCU. We're already in 2023 in the MCU. By the time this movie comes out, it's gonna be like 2030 in the MCU. If that nigga was in World War II, that nigga should be dead. He should not be alive.
That
Hey,
nigga,
yo, that's
like,
nigga not
he
alive.
gets to pull back the iron in
Yeah.
his aging cycle so he can stay.
No,
nigga.
no.
Yo, that's the best take because if they base it off the civil rights, that's something that's like it's still way back then, but it's like it's more recent.
So here's another thing. Like, I don't even think him being
But
black
the
has
war
to
on
make-
crack, no.
Hell no.
He
That
probably
was
already pipes out
set
the
back like
buildings with his
100
mind.
years.
Yeah,
Base it off that. That's like what, 40 years? Yeah, that's perfect.
the war on crack.
and niggas still do crack. Look at Morgan, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's true.
Be
No,
perfect.
shit.
Damn.
He doesn't do it.
Yo, he the
um,
go.
encourages
That
it.
Morgan.
He's
But
just a
nah.
hobbyist. You feel me?
yeah, I don't know what
Was that your
what
Morgan
the
impression?
Huh?
Was that your
Yeah.
Morgan impression? Yeah, he the go.
Yo, Kanye the GOAT.
Wait, I go by Josh.
Oh, man.
Debatable. Debatable. He always says that shit.
Debatable.
You got one-liners. Yeah.
The debate me, nigga. What happened? What's the debate?
What? He low diffing. Like,
What that nigga say in the impression tier list? They soloed the Native Americans or some shit.
Oh,
Like, nah, you tanked it.
Yeah, we got to release that video. Yeah.
yo, Bush, I went back
Yo.
and watched that. If you release that video, I could never become famous. They'll bring me down.
Oh,
Shit.
Oh,
But,
speaking of getting brought down though, that nigga Trudeau, oh god, bro, that shit.
but nah,
Let's take
let's
the segue,
get back
bitch,
to
take the
the.
man, no, I ain't taking that shit, man. We still talking about Magneto, man. Anyway.
Yeah, let's get back to the Magneto. I get since my argument got fucked up.
Actually,
biggest-
whoever put that in the comments after Dark Phoenix, they'd be lucky if anyone go see this X-Men movie. So I mean,
Yeah. There's that too. There's that too. It's
Yeah.
like there's alternate timelines to comic books all the time. So I'm like y'all niggas can survive one nigga being Magneto for like a couple movies. Like it's really
that's
not
the
that.
whole-
I mean,
That's
I
the
mean, to
crazy
the people.
part.
So my argument to the people saying he has to be a Holocaust survivor as part of his character. When in comic books, Thanos' character is about killing people to impress death,
And he loved
They-
death, yeah. Death
and
was
they changed in the
actual-
comic, and they changed in the movie, and it
I'm
worked out
sorry.
perfectly. So
But
what's the point? What's the problem?
that's different, though.
It's bad in the comics.
I mean,
Exactly.
it's-
So what's the
it's-
problem they changed?
People would beg to differ, but it's
Who?
a lot lower. People hate that.
Epic?
People hate that shit.
Epic.
People like, hey, look, people like the
This
savage
nigga's entire-
Thanos in
this
the
man's
last
in-
movie.
the savagery is one thing, but I'm talking about his entire motivation in the comics is I'm trying to get this undead pussy. You know, that's not good
Yeah,
enough
that's
reason.
stupid. Like, I mean, back in the '80s,
That's
that might have
fire.
been acceptable, but in
That is
2020,
fire.
no, that's not
Niggas
acceptable.
die.
I would
Niggas
love
die
to
for
see that
pussy
shit.
all the time. So yeah, it
Facts.
makes sense. Yeah.
No,
Look.
no. This man done spent his whole lifetime hunting down these stones the size of golf balls in the entire universe just for some pussy. Nah,
I mean, niggas done worse, dog. Like I don't
Right.
know.
Look,
Yeah.
man, look.
That was more true to life than anything that happened in the movie, to be honest.
That's a bet. Like,
Facts. This nigga
that's one of
Captain
the best
America
origin
just
stories.
saving the world for fun and shit. You mad because Thanos trying to get pussy? Like, come on, bro.
Like I can relate, man.
This nigga Captain America just a good person, bro. I can't relate to that shit. What the fuck?
Come on, bro.
Shit. But I mean, I think you wouldn't like his character as much though, if that was his. Because I mean, that seems different than trying to save the world by balancing things out.
Oh,
You wouldn't
Thanos was low
fuck with
key
him.
trash in the comic books before around that time. He just now got good like couple decades ago, like 1 decade ago or something.
Yeah, nobody heard. We didn't even hear his name. We talked about Darkseid, but never Thanos. So yeah.
Because Thanos is a knockoff of Darkseid. Darkseid is
Yeah.
Yeah. The movies is what put Thanos on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was gonna bring
They
up the
put
fact
pretty much
that
the whole cast on the map. I don't think Iron Man had clout before that too.
Yeah, they're all like
Yeah.
sea level. They put them all up.
yeah. But one thing we need to bring up before we close this topic out is that weren't these characters based off of MLK and Malcolm
Civil
X?
rights.
Yeah, the civil rights
Yeah,
and all of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I
Yeah.
mean, it makes sense that they going back to that. And like Josh said, they
You gotta
can't.
come full circle.
Yeah, and
You can't have a
can't have-
100-year-old Magneto in
they can't do
2030.
that. Yeah.
No, you can't
Unless
do
they
that.
do the
Like,
timeline thing, which is the only way they
No,
can do
no,
it.
we
Yeah.
already
I'll be
did time
honest with
travel.
you,
Let's
like,
not do
They,
that.
they might do
Like,
that shit again.
It doesn't read very well looking back here. Like if you go back to like the '60s Stan Lee sort of X-Men like comics and stuff, it really just is about like 5 like fairly attractive white people being like, my life is so hard. Why do people hate me for
Yeah,
being a
yeah.
mutant?
And then you got people out here look like Nightcrawler. Like,
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
always take nigga stories and flip them. They're not black. They're ogres now. You know, they always do shit like that. So I mean, so it's cool, man. It's good to see that they actually turned
There was
these characters
literally an
black.
issue, right? Where like they had like I don't know what they kept calling them, muties or some shit like that, right? So there was like a derogatory word for like mutant, and then like Kitty Pryde turns to somebody, I think to Storm, and she's like, "Yeah, but you don't understand how it makes me feel. What if someone called you a nigga?" And I'm like, "Whoa."
Oh.
Whoa.
Storm said that?
Too far.
Nah.
No. Kitty Pryde said that
Kitty
to sound like
Pryde, yeah.
Storm, but like a black fuck. Like, whoa.
Called him a nigga? What?
Shit. It's not the same thing. You made up this
It's
word.
not the same. Your shit is fiction. Yo, anyway, man. So speaking of this Black Magneto thing, I want to do a one gotta go. Take some older actors, you know, and see, man, who would you pick for this movie if they were actually doing this casting? Who would be in these roles here?
what, for Magneto?
Yes.
I'm mad they wasted Michael Fassbender. I'm mad because he would have been perfect for the MCU.
Yeah, I mean, they wasted a lot of.
He's a good actor.
They wasted a lot of actors, black actors too, that could have been perfect in that role if they were really race bending.
They can't just rehire them niggas, like, or is that?
I mean, the casual fans gonna get confused.
Yeah.
What the? It's a whole different franchise. How the fuck?
The casual fan will be confused. If he's playing the same exact character, come on, Stone. You're giving people way too much credit. Like,
Damn.
All right, so
Niggas
here,
can't decipher that.
so if you look on the screen, here are a couple of people that aren't in the MCU that they could cast in these two roles, man. Magneto,
Oh my
Professor
God.
X, man.
Cue the theme music.
Let me see. Let me look
Now
at the
these
live.
niggas is old as hell,
Before-
man.
before-
So yeah,
Before
some
you,
of these
before
people.
you name any of them, I'm just gonna say Michael B. Jordan should play both.
Say Michael B. Get the fuck
What?
out.
I'm not falling for the bait.
Mo, I don't want none of
bait.
these. I don't want none of these
This
people
nigga's
playing
stoned.
Magneto. What is this?
I ain't
They
falling
all
for the
old?
bait, sir.
Wow.
As much as I love Michael not Michael Blackson, Michael
Blackson.
Michael Blackson.
As much as I love
Michael
say
B.
Michael.
Jordan. There you go.
You about to
That's
say
it.
Michael J. White? Don't lie to me.
as
man.
much as I love Michael B. Jordan's peanut butter complexion,
Oh my
Bush is
God.
crazy. Bush ain't got no white man on this list.
As much as I love him, he
This
is
is
not
race
good for either one
bending,
of
man.
them.
It's race bending, man. We talking about
you
black
could
characters.
have find some young black actors, man. What is this? These
It wouldn't make sense. They
old
look,
as
they
shit.
looking for old people, so it makes they looking for
Yeah.
old people.
Looking for
Bro,
old
no,
people.
wait, hold up, Bush.
Just based
Who
off
said
of
they're
Denzel casting, man. Just based
Bro,
off
you
of
know,
that.
No one
on
said
the
they're
top
looking
right.
for old people.
Look,
Nobody
look,
said they're looking for
they
old
have
people.
to be
Bush.
older than the mutants, the young kids.
Listen. And the X-Men could be teenagers, except for like Wolverine, Storm, Professor X, and Beast. And then Magneto could be in like their 40s.
I don't know, man. I mean, they
do you mean, I
can
don't know?
put on some makeup. They look like they, look,
I don't know.
the only two old people on this list that won't pass is Morgan Freeman and Danny Glover. Everybody else can pass. All right?
They have Morgan Freeman and Danny Glover.
I had to put people on the list that y'all know, man. I could have put some
Hold
other
on, wait, one second.
actors on here, though.
Look at the list of people Bush picked. In reality, if they had to pick a black actor, they'd probably pick the Blue Ranger from the Power Rangers movie. That's what they picked. That nigga.
I mean, but you haven't seen what these dudes did, man. They're movies,
see.
man. You know?
I bet you I could find somebody better. Give me like 2 minutes.
Look, man, look. Of course, Denzel Washington did Malcolm X. You know.
No, I know these people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all
I know
good.
all these niggas except for the one on the top right.
Oh, David Oyelowo. He played Martin Luther King in Selma, man.
Oh, him?
Yo,
Yeah.
that principal
Oh, fuck no.
from,
Get that nigga out of here, man.
Say fuck.
Not even because it was a good movie. I just like I don't see that nigga as no Professor. This is Professor X, right?
Yo,
Yeah.
that's wild. You literally have to play a
Fuck
civil
no.
rights activist to be an option. Like, it's
Look,
crazy.
all these people on this list have played a civil rights activist at one point. I think the bottom.
What is that? Why can't you just be like a regular nigga and just be where you want to be? Like, why you gotta be a civil rights activist to be prominent and mainstream?
I mean, that's just how racist Hollywood is, man. Like that's the only black films
This
they
isn't
want
a
to make.
Hollywood list. This is a Bush list. Look.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is Bush list. Like you racist
No,
Hollywood
no,
too, Bush.
You pushing their agenda.
Ooh.
First of all, let's not pretend like you niggas know people other than these guys are listed. Like,
All right, you might
Dude.
be
you
right,
motherfuckers
but
don't know.
fuck you
Who do you know then?
Wow.
Please list some people that you know. I dare you,
Michael B.
niggas.
Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Like, I dare you, niggas. You want to criticize this list? Do you know any black actors?
Will Smith, Marlon Wayans.
Idris Elba.
Martin Lawrence.
Say Martin.
Pretty much all of Kevin Hart. Why can't Kevin Hart be Magneto?
Oh,
Yeah.
Y'all heightest nigga.
Like
Chris
you know,
Tucker.
Kevin Hart can't
comedians
act,
take serious
man.
roles all the time. Comedians take serious roles all the time now.
Not
Bush.
Kevin
Come on,
Hart.
man, all the time.
Yeah,
he did. He did with
He
did take hold on.
Brian
He did
Cranston,
take a
that
serious
wheelchair
role.
movie. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. What the fuck you talking about?
What you do if all you see is fucking like what's my guy's name? I messed up. Kevin Hart, yeah. Kevin Hart shows up on the. Kevin Hart just rolls in on the wheelchair and he's just like, "Yo, beast, if my legs are walking, I kick your ass, nigga." So shit like that. He shows
Yeah,
up.
this nigga gonna be
I
doing
ain't trying to
slapstick
hear that.
jokes and shit.
Bro, imagine a funny Magneto, bro. So not Kevin
Yeah, I
Hart, but
want
like a funny
a
Magneto,
funny
bro.
Professor X, man. Like it's depressing as
Oh,
fuck
my-
watching that nigga roll around in the wheelchair.
First of all, name some other
bro.
actors. Go ahead, Stone.
We just named you a whole bunch of
Kevin
actors.
Hart,
You weren't
you get the
listening.
fuck out of here. Name some serious
Yo,
What
actors.
about that
The
one
Rock.
nigga?
I just thought
What
about it.
about-
Put the Rock in the
wait,
wheelchair, bro. This
The
shit would be
Rock,
fire.
that nigga too big
The
to play
Rock,
any
yeah,
of
The
these
Rock,
characters.
man. Hell yeah.
That
look
nigga
at
can
that
play fucking Juggernaut, but not no fucking Magneto or Professor
Hey,
X.
stop
that
trying
nigga
to
like
stop
Rock.
trying to body
Remember
shame the
when-
Rock out of being in the wheelchair.
Yeah, right?
Big as
Like-
fuck.
You acting like Magneto can't do like upper body strength. Nigga, like, come on, bro. Like,
Facts.
That nigga whole body strong. What you mean upper body?
that nigga in a wheelchair. What the fuck you talking
Put a
about?
blanket
Upper
over his
body
Yeah, and
nose.
it
strength.
wouldn't
His
work with the
legs.
nigga calves big as fuck. Like, what are you
Oh,
talking
have
about?
you?
Hollywood
That's
nigga,
why
big
that's why you CGI the bottom half, nigga. You gotta put up the rest of the
Wait
body.
1 second. Do you niggas remember when they wanted Ice Cube to play J. Jonah Jameson? Like people were fan casting.
I remember that.
I thought it was Terry Crews that they wanted to do that.
Nah, they wanted
They
Ice
wanted
Cube.
Terry Crews and everything, but no, I think that one was Ice Cube.
Look, man, look, my nigga Jeffrey Wright is probably one of the better actors on this list, man. I love this nigga, man. Great actor, man.
Because he's in Westworld.
Yeah,
That's
he underrated.
Yeah, he is
Hey,
underrated.
someone in the comments said Cardi B should be Storm.
oh,
Get the fuck out of here.
if y'all want ticket sales, then yeah. Hell yeah. That was-
What kind of advice is she gonna give?
Storm
dog? What the-
coming down singing Bodak Yellow. That should be
Yeah,
fire.
She gonna
She
make,
gonna
she
walk
gonna make
on
it
screen
snow
like-
like a hole never gets cold. Like fuck
She
outta
used the
here.
lightning bolt as a stripper pole. Oh man,
Yo, that shit would be so
I
trash.
mean, Offset
Like,
gotta be
he
in the
just-
movie somewhere. Like,
Yeah, Offset gonna be in the
Offset
back.
Black Panther, man. Remember Storm married Black Panther.
Oh, they gonna get rid of what's his name?
Get rid of Chadwick. Oh, man, that nigga boring as fuck. Yeah, get Offset in there.
Wakanda.
So since you niggas not taking this one guy to go seriously, can you at least pick the actor on this list, man?
Nigga, we didn't. I didn't know we were starting. Nigga, take the reins, bitch.
What?
We got to get David Yellow out first,
oh my
man.
god, this was
no.
School brains, bro. Fucking apes.
I picked Jeffrey Wright because that nigga's already bald.
I pick Isaiah
Are we
Washington.
picking them or are we getting rid of
No, we
them?
doing one guy. One gotta go. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead. And
Yeah, get rid of that David. Get rid of David. Man. Yellow. You know,
It's not that hard. It's just words and vowels, dog. What's wrong with
nigga,
you?
you from Africa. I don't
people
know
are
how to
illiterate.
say these words.
So you're black. Oh, my bad.
Because I'm black, that means I automatically know how to say African last names, sir.
That's what my middle school teacher taught me. Yeah.
All right. So what'd you say? Wait, what'd you say, Stone? What'd you say?
David.
David. Okay. All right.
Get rid of him. Yeah.
Let me put the names back up so make it easier.
What the hell? The Wire, Breaking Bad. What's this, Bush?
Yeah, I'm voting Isaiah, man. Get him out of here.
Isaiah.
Yeah.
All right. Where you at? Where you at, Mo?
I don't even know what's going on anymore.
God damn it, Mo. Where you at, Keck?
Keck. What? This nigga be on 4chan way too much.
I mean this in the most respectful. I mean this in the most respectful way possible. But like, who is this? Like, who is this person?
Oh, I'll tell you exactly what happened. A girl
This is your
finally joined
replacement.
the Discord, and Bush immediately said, "Oh, we got a girl. We got to put her on the podcast."
No, I did not. I did not. Actually, she asked.
Nah, yeah.
Exactly.
That's exactly what happened.
What?
No.
Stop making, Josh. Stop making shit
Don't
up.
put on the rose-colored cape like a fucking Gundam and just.
Like
Gundams wear capes? I don't know. Fuck it.
I think they do. I think they do. I don't know why, but they do.
Why a robot got a cape on, nigga? The shoulders get cold.
For style, man. Style
fuck.
points, man.
I guess. I thought the lasers would be enough style, but fuck it.
All right. Anybody else?
Pick y'all fucking actors, dog. Keith, Josh, Mo.
I picked the black one.
Isaiah.
Oh, all right, bet.
Hello?
You're like dead quiet.
Yo, what?
I don't think it's ever been quiet.
Yo,
on
what
the podcast
y'all
before.
like?
God damn.
God.
We used to stole. I'm so used to stole yelling and arguing right now that he actually muted his mic, and I got overwhelmed by the quietness. Like,
All right, LaFleur, you go ahead. Who did you pick?
No, you gonna say Keek, nigga. God damn, you gonna say
I
that
keep
shit.
fucking that. I'm gonna say that racist meme, Keck.
You say either
ain't
or.
ain't that Gucci Mane? Like,
Yeah.
All right, shit. Mo, you went yet?
I said I picked the black one.
Mo, god damn it, Mo. And I almost missed you, man. I almost a little bit, man.
Nigga, you can't miss a nigga that's really here. Like, I'm right here, nigga. There's nothing to miss.
All right, man. Pick something, Mo.
He's not watching the stream, dog.
I picked the nigga.
Oh,
with
he
the
not
most
watching. You right, true, but yeah, thank you.
Right,
Right.
who's the designer? Who's that designer looking nigga? Michael Kenneth Williams.
Who?
What
Say
nigga-
like
what
designer.
Michael
What?
Kenneth Williams.
No, that nigga look like that dude from Captain Phillips. I'm the captain. Now,
Oh,
some
why
shit
you
like
did that, man, like that, man? Nah.
Hey, change my vote to him, bro. He got roasted too hard. I gotta go first.
Look, man, I guess Isaiah going. Fuck it, we gonna get rid of Isaiah.
Yo, why that nigga look like an even more dusty version of DMX? What's happening to him, man?
Damn, they cooking that
He get
nigga.
dust-
I don't know
He
why,
stand for
man.
Dusty.
Like, this nigga, he made Wire great, man. You know what I'm saying? Support that brother, man. Anyway, next person on who y'all picking next?
Damn, we would go through every single one.
All right, we don't have to, man. If you guys don't want to do the list, just say so, man. Let's be honest with each other, all right?
I don't want none of these actors to play Magneto. and not because they black before you try to put that in there.
All right, fuck, we moving on. God damn it, man. That's what I'm talking about.
You niggas remember when Zimmerman was supposed to be part of like a celebrity fight, and then like DMX said he'd fight that nigga.
Yeah,
And then it turned
DMX would have lost.
Yeah, and
What? Yeah, right.
He would have lost.
And after like they said DMX couldn't fight him, what's it called? The game said he would instead.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's better. But DMX had just came up. He was on crack at that time. Man, was skinny. He would have got his ass whooped out there.
Nah, you would have taken an extra hit of crack.
No, that's what DMX. That's what he was skinny. True, that's what DMX got mad skinny, dog. He would have got his ass whooped.
Bro, listen, it don't matter how skinny you are. If you a nigga that barks on the mic to platinum, you never lose that energy.
Yeah, like 20 years ago. We talking about the 2010s. Like,
look, man, we don't know. We never seen DMX smoke crack, man. We just know he looked like he was on crack.
He's a high functioning.
He was on crack, dog.
For decades. I mean, I wouldn't put shit past him.
I mean, he was high functioning. Yeah, you're right. I couldn't tell. Aside from him looking like crack.
He wasn't functioning that high. Niggas working on record.
I mean, aside from the look, man, you couldn't really tell. Aside from him looking like a crackhead, man.
Yo, man.
Well, you know how much crack you got to do to look like a crackhead, bro? You dedicated at that point.
But yeah, let's
like there's no way you like, man, like aside from like the obvious like attentionism is gone, you can't tell even retroactively that dude was kind of shitty. Like that dude was fucking terrible.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Everything that he did afterwards is just like, this is like even more gross. Like what's that?
Didn't he try to sell the gun or some shit?
He tried to sell the gun. He was willing to fight people that actively hate him for killing a black man. Like there's a whole bunch of shit like that. I'm like,
he was never gonna fight nobody, but yeah, that energy.
No, he dipped out because he bitched out, man. He
just wanted the attention.
Yeah, he was never about that shit, for real.
They still trying to do that celebrity boxing shit right now. Apparently they got Bush and Truth and Mo though. They got Disaster and Math Hoffa book for the celebrity boxing. Like,
I didn't know that shit for real.
Yeah. They actually gonna do that shit.
I thought it was
they got the whole trailer out for it. Like Math Hoffa put on his
channel.
Like, yo, this is a mistake. You know why this is a mistake? Because like, you know for a fact, every time a nigga spit a verse about the place you used to work, your mama, like all the shit that these niggas be rapping about, like you could actually hit this nigga now. You have to follow
Disaster actually.
It goes deeper than that. They got beef already.
They've already fought before.
No, I'm just saying generally, like that's crazy. Letting these battle rappers fight each other.
Yeah,
most battle rappers built like fucking MLB.
I mean, let's be real. All these weed these niggas smoke, all the alcohol they drink, they gonna be tired in 12 seconds. They gonna be in there huffing and puffing.
Disaster not smoking a blunt. He was in a face-off smoking. Like I've never seen that. He wasn't even smoking. He was rolling up another blunt after he got done.
These niggas about to look like McGregor after the first couple rounds of that.
After the first couple punches, like man, I don't even hate you that much.
I love that shit. Like, you know how funny it is to see a nigga that talk all that shit get tired. I'm like, nigga, wrong.
Hey, that'd be the funny. What happened to all that shit you was talking, nigga? I'm tired.
All right, so what do y'all want to talk about next? Y'all want to do This Week in Racism? We got a lot of racist things that happen this week. This Week in Racism, man. So let's go ahead and do that right there.
This shit could be low key a daily segment considering
it's offensive.
It's the racist hour.
It's the racist hour. So you want to talk about Trudeau first? The blackface scandal. Another blackface scandal with a politician.
The dude from Canada?
Yeah.
Wasn't it technically brownface?
I don't know what the fuck. Maybe that shit. Maybe the black and white picture made it look worse than it actually did. Let me pull it up.
I mean, he looked dark as fuck, but he was supposed to be like a Middle East person.
Let me jump into the watch together, guys.
Oh, here we go.
That's
Bush's catchphrase.
I got no choice but to post it here. Herb and get it for other people.
Jump into the wash together. That's crazy, bro.
The Rabbit got shut down.
Rabbit, it did?
Yeah.
I told y'all what was the real site, man. Y'all hate it on Watch Together, man. Y'all hate it, but
you just
Rabbit. We can watch better stuff but YouTube videos, dog. Like
Rabbit is way better. Rabbit was way better. You know how I know it's better? It got shut down. The better one always gets shut down first.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
I mean, like, I was sad when that shit got shut down, but at the same time, like, niggas was like, I watched all of that shitty Venom movie on that. Like, that was happening on a daily basis. Niggas just streaming
movies, TV shows, all that.
Yeah, I mean, you knew it was gonna get shut down. They streaming fucking
13 Reasons.
Yeah, we watched the whole first 2 seasons of 13 Reasons Why on it.
Bro,
see, y'all got that shit shut down.
The real internet for a second, bro. It was fine.
We didn't get that. Hold up. But
y'all got that
first
shit
of all,
shut
we
down.
did not get just that. I remember when we was done watching. It was me and Morgan at studio. We're still like going through the random rabbits. We found fucking people was in there watching Han Solo porn. We the ones that got it shut down.
Yo, I'm gonna say this. I'm
y'all
gonna say
niggas
this.
disgusting. What's the name of that shit though?
We definitely didn't get that shit shut down. I'll tell you why. Reason is because whenever we were streaming stuff, 9 times out of 10, that shit was actually a legal site. Like these niggas is really on this like bootleg on site streaming for like hundreds of people.
All right,
Facts.
So here's the video, guys. We'll go ahead and play it for the kiddies out there.
Justin Trudeau
Kiddies, bro. They grown.
has apparently, at the very least 3 times, best case scenario, 3 times worn blackface at a variety of different events. That is, again, as of our filming, the best case scenario, because seemingly every 6 hours or so over the past day, another instance of it has come out. And when he was asked about this, and we're gonna have the video for you soon, he didn't say.
Damn, that Brexit shit.
What you said?
That should really shut down the internet.
Yo, relink the watch together, please.
For real? You asking for a relink, nigga?
Yeah,
The other link disappeared? What the fuck is going on?
No. I clicked it and it's telling me to make an account, and I'm like, the fuck is this, bro?
Damn, they really not fucking with the Britons right now. That's crazy.
The Britons, there's only one of us, man.
Tell a VPN you in West Ireland or some shit.
That's wild, bro.
Here you go, man. Here you go. Let me start over for Mo, man. This man had blackface 3 times.
Give me
Justin Trudeau.
Oh, I'm sorry. God damn, no shit.
The nigga just rewound it and say, "Oh, good now."
It's like what, like in order remote, we'll go from the beginning. Like I can't see it, nigga.
The nigga pulled a sip out and even give you a drink. That's crazy.
Yo, God
Say
damn.
RIP.
These ain't even technical difficulties, man. It's crazy. Give me the link. Where's the link, nigga?
Mo, I done posted a link like 8 different places, man. let me send it to you directly.
Have you tried like DMing it to me? Have you tried that, bro?
Let me do that. You're right. There you go, nigga.
Wait, where else did you put? Why is this shit everywhere else? But
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Oh, I'm in here. Yeah.
Oh my god.
No account required.
He got this shit in the Illuminati chat. This shit in the orgy chat. God damn.
Yeah,
here we go, guys. We had to slow the bus down for Mo, man.
Justin Trudeau
This nigga is disgusting.
has apparently, at the very least 3 times, best case scenario, 3 times worn blackface at a variety of different events. That is, again, as of our filming, the best case scenario, because seemingly every 6 hours or so over the past day, another instance of it has come out. And when he...
Is this the dude from the Young Tucks?
No. This is a completely different person, different channel, man.
He was asked about this, and we're gonna have the video for you soon. He didn't say how many times he had done it. So it does leave open the door that there were more instances. But let's rewind to yesterday. It all started on Wednesday evening when Time Magazine published a photograph of Trudeau wearing brown face makeup at an Arabian Nights themed party at West Point Grey Academy. The photo appeared in the school's 2000.
Wait, he was a teacher wilding out. Oh god. I thought this was some student shit, not some teacher. So you made it all the way to adulthood doing this dumb shit. That's different.
2001 yearbook.
That's what's fucked up.
Trudeau
In
was 29 years old.
In 2000, so 9/11 dropped. I mean, I know he's in Canada, but 9/11 dropped. He's like, I think I'm gonna put on some brown makeup.
Yo,
that's what I'm really trying to do.
Why you talking about 9/11 like that shit an album, man? Yo, Dre finally dropped 9/11.
I mean, to be fair, that was the best time to do it, man. Oh my god.
I don't like that I set up his joke. I take it back.
Look, that was the best time to do it. That was the best time to do it. Everybody hated Arabs and Muslims and I mean, he would have got it. Yeah, that's the best way to get it. That was the best time to get away with it. So
he was just waiting until then, like, damn, the animosity's not enough for me to do it yet.
At the time the photo was taken.
Hold on
you
one
can
second.
see the photo.
East Blue Drew said he is from the Young Turks.
Is he? Okay.
Oh, like the reporters from Young Turks. Gotcha.
Right here, if in the odd case that you're one of the only people who hasn't seen it, and that is insane.
Bro,
I think horrible.
It's not good.
This nigga look like
That's
Mr.
very
Popo,
black.
man.
Wait, I don't
That
that shit is ugly, but why is this dude sign like this shit is actually like it means something, bro? Like it's so the problem with what's up?
I was just gonna say like that shit is mad uncomfortable because like here's the thing, visually looking at a black person and looking at a white dude with black like makeup on, it just looks so uncomfortable. It doesn't even look like a black person. It's just like, what is this shit? Ew, take off.
Yeah, because like when people say like, oh, I just want to portray the character, you look in the mirror, you do not look any closer to that character. You look grotesque.
You don't.
Honestly.
You look like a fucking idiot. You know what a thumb is.
They don't even try to look human. It's like, yeah, what is?
There's like people actually do makeup to look like other races. Like I've seen plenty of white girls that just tan their whole shit up.
Yeah.
Like if you really wanted to do it, you could do it. Maybe not in 2001. I don't know how that makeup technology was. Mo, you gotta let me know about that. But this shit is definitely not how it's supposed to look.
This the Dollar Tree kid, man. He couldn't get the expensive stuff, man. That take time.
There's no reason to do it in the first place. Like you have cosplayers of other races and they don't fucking dress up as white characters and
if
put
you
on
go and do it, like why not put effort in? Like look, he just headbutted a fondue spring. Like, you don't even know like
nigga just threw some mud on his face.
Like if we have to be practical about it too, it's like why would you go to this effort? Why would you like go so far as to cover your body in a different color and have to deal with that for the rest of the day? The fuck
it's probably just his face, man. I mean, but
you can see his hands.
Yeah, you can see his hand.
Look at who. Yeah, he's choking out. He's choking out in the picture. What's going on here?
That nigga went.
It must be the paint taking over, bro. It's like the symbiote in fucking Spider-Man. Acquire white bitches. No, but really though. My only other thing though, I would say is like the host is kind of exaggerating a bit. Like obviously this shit is stupid as fuck. This shit is not. It's like a social faux pas or whatever. But in my opinion, like
your mic going through some changes, man. What's going on, nigga?
My bad. I hit puberty one day. In my opinion, like it's not really the focus. In my opinion, it's not really the focus. And the way people react to this, like, oh my god, like the way he's signing in the background when we press play again, like that nigga's. It's kind of sicing it a bit to me, but I'll let y'all judge it when you hear it again.
Insane, I think. Horrible. Now, you're seeing other photos from the event. So there were a lot of people at the party. A lot of people were wearing costumes and outfits that are on their own an issue, but he was apparently the only one, or at least the only one that we've got pictures of that decided to also darken his skin as part.
Whenever some shit like this happens, how come white people get the cop out of, I was going through a hard time, 9/11 just happened, and I had all this pent-up anger, but I'm so beyond it now. It's like, okay, Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Part of this costume that he was wearing. And I know immediately some people who don't consider this to be an issue, have never considered this to be an issue, and will never think that this is an issue.
Yo, what about Ball had me weak as fuck? He said Tropic Thunder did it better. I'm fucking.
They did though.
I mean, he said
did. Yeah, they did. He was fully committed to being a nigga. So.
Yeah, that's different from just a opinion. Like, you gotta really. What happened? You ain't verified? Is she verified or not?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, can we give this man a salute? He said clout is a drug. I could not agree more. Clout is most definitely.
Clout is a fucking drug, dog.
Issue have immediately said, well, it was 2001. That's true. He was also 29 years.
Wait, 29 is an excuse? That should be a condemnation. Bush is only like
49
and he been on this.
I don't know. He's still younger than Bush.
I mean, is that really?
None of this matters.
No, nigga.
Oh shit, what's good, dog?
Shit. Anyway, go ahead.
Hey yo, why? Like, let's finish the goddamn video. Shit, this video like 4 minutes.
Why you talking? Why you talking?
The video, Bush. Why you talking?
Bush, but you don't get Bush. You're old, man. We gotta let you know.
Yeah,
like you can't forget that.
It's
I'm really afraid Bush gonna forget his age one day and try to do a backflip and fuck his hip up.
Yo, this nigga's really like, I know we're making content, but nigga, you old. It's like, what?
That's part of the content. Y'all want me to stop? I'm being true to the brand right now.
This nigga stopped the video for this. Come on, man. Like,
but you're old,
my bad.
We 1 minute in. We spent like 20 minutes talking about the intro.
Okay, but 20 minutes really long to an 80-year-old Bush. Like, you should have respect for shit,
man. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Like this, you used to have to ride horses everywhere. You should be used to waiting.
Matter.
Like, goddamn,
but bear in mind, he's not 16. You should know better if you're 16. He's not 19. You should know better if you're 19. He's neither of those things. He's a 29-year-old man who did it then, and apparently
Butch, why you
was
talking
a fan of the practice, because in addition to that Arabian Nights party, he also had this. If we can bring the next picture.
Yo, Bush,
it's a little bit harder to tell in that photo.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Why are we playing the video if y'all niggas don't be talking, man?
All right, like I think what he's saying is really interesting. The blackface thing is bad, but you're forgetting one big thing, Bush. You're fucking old, nigga. You're old, man. You're old, Bush. Old ass nigga.
Don't laugh at that joke. That shit was trash.
But that is him singing, I believe, a Jamaican folk song while wearing blackface.
It's almost like when I put a nerd to the joke.
Not long after that came out,
the video
a new video came out.
Why is this shit so long? We know he put some brown face on
video
it.
form. And that is apparently Justin Trudeau.
Okay.
Like a nigga Chucky dog, bro.
You still backing this nigga Truth, man?
Yeah,
Ain't that
this
bad.
nigga tripping.
Wait, go back.
You been backing this nigga?
I missed it. Go back, please, go back.
You trying to hear the context? I got you. All right, shut up, Bush.
Let's show you this. This is the only one that's available in video form. And that is apparently Justin Trudeau wearing blackface at some sort of event.
Bruh,
and that's an
They don't
exclusive
even know where
from
it's at.
Global News
He's
there.
just doing it for fun.
And so,
I'm not a fan.
Again, best case scenario for him, he did it 3 times, which is, I think, even amongst the sorts of people that do blackface, is a lot. It shows an enthusiasm for it that not a lot of people have shared, at least in a documented sense. Now, he was obviously asked about this, very high-profile politician. Here is his apology.
In 2001, when I was a teacher out in Vancouver, I attended an end-of-year gala where the theme was Arabian Nights. And I dressed up in an Aladdin costume and put makeup on. I shouldn't have done that. I should have known better, but I didn't. And I'm really sorry. It was something that I didn't think was racist at the time, but now I recognize
I don't think it was
racist to do.
That's a good apology. That's a good apology, bro. What the fuck?
How do you?
That's what you don't say. But I didn't.
That's a good apology.
I didn't know it was racist. Even though I got a
Bro,
blackface
some
being
of the shit white people do makes me so fucking angry, bro. What is this shit? What is this?
Listen, y'all anger. Hold on, the place y'all coming from in anger, y'all gotta realize the shit that he's saying is actually honest. A lot of people don't even see that. They don't have the same understanding of racism that we do as minorities.
They have the privilege of not seeing it.
They have the privilege of not seeing it. So being outraged because they don't understand our perspective is stupid, bro.
Truth.
No, because they don't want to see it a lot of the time. They live on their privilege, so they don't have to. They don't have.
What he's saying is he understands now. Like that's a good apology. That's as good
after he got called out.
Better would be not
yeah,
doing
he got called out. Like,
okay, better would be.
You would have never said shit about it if people didn't.
That's he don't have a good year and say, "Oh, by the way, guys, I used to put blackface on." No,
Truth. Think about it like this. Truth. Think about it like this. This nigga only sorry because he got caught. Like in any other situation, in any other context.
He should have got ahead.
You know damn well pulling up to an Arabian Nights party, dark as shit. Like not okay. Makeup like that is not appropriate. Like there's no like in what context could you think that was appropriate?
I don't think that the action would ever be appropriate under any circumstances. I simply think that his mentality of I didn't think it was.
You think that he thought that it was appropriate to dress for Arabian Nights to dress up in a dark skin face like that?
I don't think during that time people were even considering other people's perspectives, which I think is something that we have to like keep in mind. Like it's really important how little of a fuck they give. Like it's. I don't know. I feel like
what was this energy before, though? Wait. What was this energy before? When we were talking about the whole Liam Neeson situation, where he actually admitted to wanting to kill a black man that night, and only not being able to do it because he couldn't find somebody, right? Why are we having this energy for someone putting black makeup on their face? I get the racial and historic significance, but that's not on the same level as actively going out in the night to murder somebody.
Yeah, that's like a whole nother level of wow. And I think maybe it's because with actors, there's a certain level of scrutiny, and Americans as well. Like, I don't think we even have that same kind of scrutiny. But Canada, especially in comparison to us, like they're the, hey, like we're not fucking up like them, bro. Like we got free healthcare. The Canadian exchange rate's fucked up, but we got free healthcare. We straight. Sorry, Canadians. So maybe like people just let that shit slide more but this is like a politician. Like, isn't he like a really high ranking?
Ain't he like the what they call that shit?
A minister?
Prime Minister?
Prime Minister.
Yeah, Prime Minister, yeah.
Yeah, so this nigga's up. It's not just an actor, bro.
This is the Prime Minister?
Yes.
Yeah. Not only that, his father was. So he was always in a position.
Hold up. This is
in the spotlight. He should have thought about that shit.
It is bad, Mom.
This is bad. This is bad.
So as a political figure, you know
this is like not good. This is like the opposite.
Tell us some more synonyms, dog.
Who want to put money that nigga don't get
Wait, what is this position equivalent to? Ain't it equivalent to like the presidency here?
That's prime. Yeah, the president.
Maybe like
the prime minister.
No, I don't think so. Isn't this shit set up different or no?
He's the prime minister of Canada, is he not?
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically president for them. What are you talking about?
This is a fucking Chad.
Why they talking about manga men in the chat?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I saw that. My men moving. Like, why y'all niggas talking about men? These niggas don't give a fuck.
The men do something just now? Like, what happened?
No, we talked about men for 3 seconds.
I feel like I've been put on blackface, man. That's what happened.
Anyway, man, is this racist? Is the question.
Yeah.
Gee whiz is putting on brown makeup.
Cancel or support? You asked the wrong question, though.
No, we're not
cancel or support.
I didn't make one for him, man.
Support.
Let's
It's like yes, I could admit that's racist, but I like it. That's what these niggas are saying.
Look, man, let's talk about some other racism, man. So, some SNL comedian got caught. This is something from his past that somebody discovered, and he got in trouble for it. This Shane Gillis, man. Here you go.
Oh, the SNL dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that's me.
Niggas still watch SNL? The fuck?
Yeah, SNL still
Saturday
popular.
Night Live shakeup. The show firing one of its new cast members before he even appeared on the broadcast. This comes after past racist remarks surfaced. Chris Conley is tracking the latest from
thinking about that divorce.
Good morning, Mike. Coming down on Monday. Comic Shane Gillis.
His wife is taking a divorce. He's trying to get all his money.
I don't care about that. He played for the Giants. Fuck that nigga.
Like, good, yeah.
Disrespectful, bro. Watch your fucking mouth.
Pats fan all day. Fuck everybody that played for the Giants.
From the Stormy Daniels allegations.
Stormy, this is
Michael Cohen. Hey, pause real quick. Low key, I did try to watch. Like when I heard Trump was smashing a porn star, I did try to watch. Never.
What?
What are you talking about?
He's heard that Donald Trump tried to smash Stormy Daniels.
He did. He did. I hopped on porn star. This shit was trash, bro. Like I'm thinking, like you rich as fuck. Like you Donald Trump, you a billionaire.
You
like
you go watch Donald Trump porn?
No.
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 Is there Donald Trump porn? Like.
No, as far as I know.
Oh,
porn star.
How far do you know, nigga?
Basically, Donald Trump had an arrangement with what's her name, and she was a porn star. So I went to go watch some of her videos. Stormy Daniels.
Yeah, do your research.
That shit was trash. That shit was garbage. I'm just thinking like you in the high.
You gotta remember though. You gotta remember though. He white and old.
Stone.
But I don't. But still, your taste like that's not indicative of. Never mind.
I mean, his tastes are from like the 40s or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, these old white niggas like little boys and shit. Never mind.
The Epstein Express was closed at the time. He had to find something else, man.
Actually, that's they do that like kids and shit. They taste different.
That's wild.
Disgusting, Bush.
This nigga stole this like he was the trap.
Like,
hell yeah! If porn star come up and they say that he fucked the president of the United States. Oh hell yeah! I'm gonna watch that.
Now that's
shit.
actual Stormy Daniels right there, right?
Dude.
Yeah, that's her.
It is. Also, look. Also, you act like that's a high caliber. Look at the fucking president. This nigga look trash. He look trash. The fuck.
Yeah, like money can only get you so far, bro.
Mo, you realize at one point money upstains all of that ugly shit. Like no, they don't give a fuck about that.
No, I don't think you understand.
I just saw.
Yeah, you good.
I just saw that Weinstein documentary, and that nigga raped like 80 people. Like more than 80. I did not know it was that many people. Dog. Like,
but she had his own island, dog. Like you have your own island, you running your score up.
No, I'm talking about Harvey Weinstein. I'm not talking about Epstein.
Bush. He told Gwyneth Paltrow to suck his dick if she ever wanted to be in this business, nigga. Like, come on.
Did she do it?
Did she?
Probably.
No.
He said no.
I read that shit too. And Brad Pitt, they were dating at the time. He threatened it.
He's
like, talk to my girl. Like,
yo, watch that shit, by the way. It's called Untouchable or something. Watch that documentary.
Where's it at? Netflix?
Clearly they're not.
Donald Trump.
My bad.
I don't think it's on Netflix. I don't think it is. I don't know.
Shout out to Craig.
You know, Mr. Legman provided the link for me, so I didn't.
All right, hey, hold it down. Let's watch this video.
Yeah.
Yes?
And what are you wearing?
To the opioid crisis.
I want to use heroin, but I also want to get stuff done.
Saturday Night Live doesn't steer clear of controversy in its sketches. Recent days, though, have seen SNL dealing with its own controversy. The show declaring in a statement on Monday it is dropping one of its new hires, 31-year-old stand-up comic Shane Gillis.
I took skull out of my mouth to come up here. And I didn't vote for Donald Trump. Makes me like the Nelson Mandela of central Pennsylvania.
But a video of Gillis from about a year ago surfaced from Matt and Shane's secret podcast, in which he mockingly mimicked a Chinese accent and used a racist slur to refer to Asian people in Chinatown.
Oh, what a video!
Was immediate and unfavorable.
Oh my God! They never showed the video.
I got the video. I got the video. Hold on.
I want to see the video. Yeah, I want to see the video. Hold on.
Oh, he got a video.
Let her watch. Let her watch.
Damn, Chinatown's fucking nuts.
It's crazy, dude.
It is full fucking China. Dude, it's fucking Chinese down there.
I wonder how that started. They just built one fucked up looking building, and people were like, "All right, no one said anything.
Let the fucking chinks live there, huh?"
Well, they built these fucking like huge Shanghai houses.
People tried to act like it stabbed his heart. He's like,
let me hear.
Get these ducks out of that window.
You know what? Yeah, true. Also, I'm always like, how can there be so many fucking restaurants down here?
All restaurants. Well, because
you go in, there's like one person eating ever.
Fat white idiots like me are down there sucking down noodles.
I hate China. I hate the food at Chinatown. Sucks. Chinese food's a very dishonest cuisine.
What?
Why you saying noodles? Like that shit sounded racist. I'm saying noodles. Noodles. What
it's probably because of the R.
That's exactly why. Yeah.
Delicious, dude.
It is.
They made us MSG.
Good for them.
It's a dishonest food, dude. There's nothing. There's nothing to it. It's shitty meat. Shitty meat. A chemical they made up to fuck your body up.
Oh my God.
And noodles.
The noodles are fucking
cheapest thing in the world.
Oh, this was back when niggas thought MSU was a conspiracy and shit.
We got
chemical.
Sick.
Worst meat you can find.
It sounds like a high conversation,
man.
Man.
Sat down, and baby girl was like, "I'm so
you think you wanted some shit because you had."
It's not some shit two sober people talk about.
She was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry."
She said neuters.
Yeah. And there's a fucking and it's full fucking Chinese in there. It's like and it's such
isn't that kind of like nice though? Isn't that being like when people go into like a Mexican restaurant like I'll have 2 tacos? Like I'll have a bowl of spicy noodles.
But we had in the translation between you and the waiter.
Yeah.
It's just such a fucking hassle. It's like, can you? I'm pointing at it. Like this is the fucking noodle.
Well, that's why I put number for like 57.
Yeah, this one even with the fucking shit. I was pointing. I was like, that sauce. That. She's like, yes. I was like, yeah, that one. She's like, yeah. She's like, medium or spicy? Yeah. She's like, medium. She's like,
that's on point. I don't see the problem here. That shit was on point.
Wait, you like that shit? What you mean it was on point?
No, I don't like that shit.
That wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
I mean, he said typical. He said chink, and then he said, I mean, I know Dave Chappelle said it too.
Like casual.
That's
my outrage.
Dave Chappelle wife Asian though. I guess
that don't mean shit.
Yeah,
that don't mean shit. I was just about to say, I'm like,
that don't mean. I mean, we know his wife Asian, but still.
No, but you don't understand. My wife is black.
No, the fuck out of here.
Then he said somebody. Then he said a dude made a house that looked like shit, and he's like, okay.
I mean, the biggest issue. Like, okay. I mean, the biggest issue that most people are finding with this as well is that it doesn't seem like he's joking. He's just having like a normal.
Yeah, he's not joking.
He's just saying it matter of factly.
Because low key, like he would probably say almost minus the slur. He probably expressed the same sentiment on the SNL skit like 3 months from now. Like it's just the tone of like it being your actual beliefs.
Look at that nigga Anubis. If it ain't black, it ain't racist. God damn. And he just downed the whole culture and shit, man. He's talking about how bad the food was. Like just.
No, he said he liked the food. The other dude
the other dude said that.
Conspiracy. Okay. This nigga Bush can't read. Oh,
how does it read?
What's that gonna do with reading?
Nigga, NPC
no, but you don't get Bush. You're old, man. You're old, Bush.
I know it is.
Oh, he got caught. Anyway, man. So a lot of comedians, obviously, a lot of. I mean, we're gonna do that. A lot of comedians came out to support him. Like Bill Burr.
Why is that something you support?
I don't know. Because he got fired. That's why
they wanted to get his job.
He got fired before he even. He got fired before he even got.
So here's that.
So quick with that shit. That's crazy.
Here's that right there.
You get fired on your day off, Craig.
You heard
cancel
about
support.
this monologue comedian Gillis got hired as new cast member of SNL. They immediately fired him about jokes he
It
made.
weren't jokes though. That's
As
the
a former
thing.
member of SNL, I feel my duty to
That's
stay
not actually. That's an important distinction when niggas be like, "Oh, I'm not serious." Like, no, these were clearly like
These are just conversations.
Yeah, those are
Like, that shit
statements.
comes
That's
from
how you.
somewhere. Like,
It's just casual.
That was
This is a
basically
casual
racist.
conversation. Like I understand. I would understand the
Yeah.
defenses that because we do when we talk about this podcast, we say some wild shit, right? But we're having a conversation, but we're making jokes in between it, kind of. And I feel like that's what they're thinking that he's doing. Like he's doing that to like do as banter or something like that. But the way that he was just having this conversation, it wasn't
like even if someone makes jokes for a profession, like that doesn't mean that they don't have genuine opinions.
Yeah,
It's like the same thing with basketball players. Like you could say serious shit for worse and better.
It doesn't absolve you from the shit that you saying, and especially how you saying and the tone that you're giving when you're having that conversation.
I
Definitely
want
matters.
to point
no matter
out
what's
too.
your intent, you say certain things, you deserve that shit.
Asian people stay getting shit on. I mean, it's partially because of the fact that they don't have a loud enough voice. They don't speak out like black people do. That's probably why a lot of the jokes on them go unnoticed. Like even during the Oscars when Chris Rock was talking about representation, he managed to drop in a Asian joke that people didn't like about it. And I guess they get tired of it, man. They're not letting this shit roll. And I don't think we should, as black people, be downplaying this like it's nothing.
I think everyone.
I'm not downplaying that.
Like no one's fucking with it now.
I'm not downplaying it at all. I've been saying to myself that I don't know. I just don't think the way that he was saying it was a joke, like or it wasn't even funny. It wasn't even funny in the sort that how he was saying that it was making it seem like he was actually joking. It seemed like he was just having a normal conversation.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like he was joking.
It's just okay. My whole thing with this is like this. Fuck. This is a nuanced opinion before I say it. So like, don't try to OD on me. But I really don't think that people that are hopping on the shallower, I guess like microaggressions or just aspects of racism truly like give a fuck. Because if niggas was really on point like they are when it comes to the stupid shit like stereotypes or like slurs and like attack the institutional aspects of it as heavy as they were to dismiss people that like I feel like we could make so much progress, bro. Like I don't know, I feel like people just are quick to respond to the simple shit. Like, oh, he said something. Okay, let's fire him. But then we got like, okay, we got private prisons popping off still. Niggas are literally slaves.
I mean, this helps, like, man. Like him getting fired helps. It ain't like this ain't nothing. This is a big step here, man. Like
not only that, we're not missing out on another white guy. Right? Like they're fucking everywhere anyway. So we can get somebody else on that maybe has.
I'm gonna just respond real quick to a comment by Anubis. He says, "Of course it's racist, but what he did, but it's okay for them Asians to do blackface or Korean." My thing is with that is, oh my god, of course it's not okay for them to do that in that section of the earth, but it doesn't absolve for what he did. It doesn't absolve from what the situation is right now. It's like that one conversation that we were having with Candace Owens was saying, "Oh, racism, slavery was all around
all over the world."
Like that doesn't. There's still a point of intersectionality within this. If we just because a certain part of Korea or Korean populations have done these racist things in this world, of course, there's a lot of hostility towards Africans and black skinned people in the Eastern. But said just focus on that and not to act like that this isn't like this just because they did that doesn't absolve from what he's doing right now. That's bull.
Like basically, you could put it as like the fight for tolerance isn't tug of war. Like it's a group effort. So it's not necessarily like one group did this, one group did that. Like we're all working together to understand each other. Stop doing dumb shit.
And if we focus on and if we keep focusing on the dumbass outlier niggas that be doing this shit, like that be doing the racist shit against us, then we will never be able to actually band together and overcome some real shit. That's how I feel. Yeah. That's picking at.
Yeah, when aliens land, y'all gonna be mad over blackface. And I'm trying to get in that Gundam, and I'm gonna really be pissed off.
My first thought is, oh, this nigga's in blackface. Oh, but that Asian nigga was in blackface too.
Yeah,
like
that's not my. That shit don't even matter, man. This ain't got nothing to do with the conversation. I don't know why he brought that shit up.
To do with the conversation.
But let's listen to some comedians because comedians are mad about this. Comedians they believe that their art form is being taken away. They don't have the freedom to say what they want to say anymore. And
they don't. That's fine.
They always be defending each other.
You mean I can't be racist, sexist, misogynistic, and everything else under the sun, like, and get away with it? That's crazy, bro.
But here,
they think just because they tell jokes, they can say whatever. And
yeah, I mean,
yeah, like whenever people say shit like that, like my bad, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And I was gonna say, like, the crazy thing is, like, whenever people say like something like that, or under it's, I don't want to say whatever, but like the gamers, rise up gamers, all that bullshit. Like, people say that shit from such a position of comfort, like society wise. If you think about it, like, their problem is, oh damn, I might not be able to make jokes about certain things. And that's like their whole thing, I guess. Like, people will use like, oh, the American, freedom of speech, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Like, if it come down to it, it's just the smallest restriction, not just for fun, like because of the feelings of other people. So it's a restriction placed by other people for other people, and just happens to not allow you to say these things if you even want to say them, and it becomes a big topic of debate for whatever reason. Like, this shit is just.
But yeah, let's listen to Bill Burr. I just recently listened to his special. He was complaining about the same shit as Dave Chappelle. Not as much, but
Bill Burr been mad for a while, man.
I mean, yeah, he has. Yeah. They all pretty much been on this shit.
Is that one dumb nigga with the beanie?
No, that's Tim Pool.
About jokes he'd made in the past. As a former member of SNL, I feel my duty to stay out of the fray and let you guys comment.
Well, this is just cancel culture. The guy shouldn't have been fired. It's just a couple of things back in his history. We're going to go through everyone's history, or are we going to get rid of every sketch that SNL has done that involves race? Like, I remember John Belushi dressing as an Asian man with a samurai sword. That was the whole sketch. or maybe we could have
bread.
What was it? Mike Myers, he used to play a Japanese host like this, and if they got the question wrong, they had to cut their hand off. And I remember nothing that you did wrong.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that in the background?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
I was smart. Mine got cut at rehearsal.
Did they go back
Someone
and
loaded
also
a
try to
gun?
look at good things that the person might have done, or are they just looking for the bad stuff? Is it you just scroll through, help cat out of a tree? That's not it.
Bro, all the good shit is your
Grandmother
career.
walk
The fuck
across
we
the
talking
street.
about?
That's not it.
I
Said
feel
something
like-
on a podcast. There it is.
Yeah,
Well, pause
I
one
mean, you
second,
could
pause
do
one
that.
second,
You
pause
could
one
honestly.
second, pause.
All right, go ahead.
You got a pause button too, nigga.
I'm tired of celebrities, and I'll tell you what I'm tired of. I'm tired of the aspect where what happens is that they see a minority of negative comments, and it's never really like, oh, all of the comments are negative. You've always been hated on. That reality is kind of bullshit, at least for most people, because most of the stuff being said about you, or at least most of the stuff that makes its way to you, is already going through the filter of whoever handles your social media, whoever handles what's it called, that type of information to begin with. Most of it is good. The one bad comment you get does not justify making comments like, whoa, do they ever look at the good stuff? The good stuff is almost everything they see. You literally have people that handle your PR. There are literally people that you are paying to filter all of the bad shit that you do publicly out and make sure other people don't see it. So I don't really understand when they say some shit like, oh yeah, do they ever think about the good stuff? Your entire career is built on the foundation of the good stuff. Like, what's happening here?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and how long was this ago? It was like a year ago, and like I don't think it was that long ago.
I just don't like celebrities being like, "Woe is me!" Like, fuck you.
Yeah. Like, I don't know why they.
To anybody. So I don't get it. And then I don't get if you say something like that, you can't work in a sketch show, but like it's okay from what? He can work at a lumber yard?
Yeah.
You know? He's certainly going to meet more Asians there, right? Then on SNL, it's a joke about how SNL's not hiring Asians. Jesus Christ.
Also,
now I'm in trouble?
Yeah.
We're not running for office. When is this going to end?
Is it?
Millennials, you're a bunch of rats. All of you.
Man, suck my dick.
Yo, I mean, and this
Stone, we're not millennials. This like 30-year-olds should be talking to.
We are millennials. What are you
They just don't want to be held accountable.
You want to put
You're the generation
you want
that's
to put money on that?
Stone, Google millennials, dog. We're not millennials.
I'll put money. Yeah, let's put. How much money you want to put on that?
Oh my God, Stone, bro. All right, go ahead, Bush.
I swear.
I'll allow it, man.
Nigga. How much? No, not truth. How much money you want to put money on? What we do?
I'll say this: one of the most cringy things you can possibly see these days is a person that's 40 or older showing up on any platform and being like, "I've had enough, guys. I'm about to do it. I'm about to tell those millennials what is up. I'm about to put them in a headlock."
Okay, are you ready? Millennials are born 1981 through 1996.
What are you talking? It says born 1997 to present. What are you talking about?
That's post
Oh,
millennials.
post millennials. Oh shit! I take that.
Oh my god! So every time.
Hey, nigga. I was born in 1996, so technically I'm right, bro.
All right, so.
But I mean, this is kind of linked to that Dave Chappelle thing we talked about. Does anybody here believe that comedy should be sacred? It should not be tainted by political correctness, anything like that?
My thing is, you free to say whatever the fuck you want, but people are also free to react the way that they want to react to it as well.
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I was literally gonna say that shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like literally,
he said it, so you don't have to say it. Like.
No. I'm just celebrating. I'm like, point made. I don't need to say anything.
Yeah, there's like that's literally it. That's just
if you gonna say some offensive shit, you can't get mad when people get offended.
Well, yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
like that's a part. That's a part of your. That's a part of your nature. That's a part of your That's a part of your routine in itself. That's a part of the art of comedy in itself, of teetering that line of being offensive while still being I guess real in some sort of context. But at the same time, there's still a consequence for what you're saying if you're saying something that may be out of line to some people. Just
I do have a couple things.
And of course, like before Mo hops in, let me just say something real quick. If you're the comedian angle, especially, you spend all of your time crafting what you say for audience reaction. You know that if you write something that the audience isn't feeling, that you'll change your stuff. For you to come out and say, I don't understand why he should have to censor himself or why he can't say certain things, the reason why you can't say them is just because people don't like them. Like, as a comedian, that's your whole ethos. That's what matters. I don't understand what's like confusing about that. If anything, I think it's more so the fact that, again, like, they don't like seeing these restrictions around, because of course they've all said like reckless as comedians, which is fine for the most part. It'll just pop up on you for real.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you got to think about it too. That, you know, I mean, sure, they might lose a couple gigs here and there, but these other people that they disrespect. I mean,
like,
their livelihood.
You know what I'm saying? You can still make your money as a comedian even if you're not on SNL. They can't fire you from being a comedian, nigga. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they can't. Yeah, they can't. I mean, you can still tour. I mean, Louis C.K. still out here, man. I mean, he did the same thing.
Louis C.K. was throwing dick in people's face like Pokemon battles, and he's still out here. Obviously,
I'm saying, like, comedians think that they can't be held accountable for what they say because it's funny to them. Even if it's funny to nobody else, they're like, I'm just making jokes so I can.
Yes, it's kind of that elitist aspect to it. Like, it's funny to me, so it should be funny to everybody else. Yeah,
I had a couple points I wanted to make before. I'll make them now. First point I was gonna make is that not just the whole you have the right to say whatever you want, but people also have the right to respond in the way they want. A thing that I have a problem is that in people's critiques or in people's statements they make during comedy sketches, it almost feels like a damage control thing, but they feel like they get to decide what people can and cannot be offended by. It's entirely up to people's, like, it's up to them. It's up to the individual what
they'll just tell you, like, oh, that's not offensive. Like, what? You don't get to say that.
Exactly. And also not entirely related, but I feel like I just want to say this anyway. Another issue I have generally when it comes to this sort of discussion of these sort of people is that they look at stuff through the lens of their reality, and they assume everything is made for them, and if it doesn't abide by that, it's bad. Because the one mistake it made is it wasn't made specifically for a short, straight white dude that lives in the Midwest. You know what I mean? Or is it made for like a uber rich celebrity that lives in a penthouse suite?
Yeah. There's a go ahead, son.
I was gonna say that, you know what's crazy is I watched recently with Joe Rogan, Bill Burr was on there, and he was talking about, like, he doesn't need everybody to fuck with him. He just needed like a certain amount of people that thinks that he's funny and like what he likes to say, fuck with him, and then it keeps his livelihood. So I'm kind of like confused where he's watching here right now, where he's bitching about niggas bitching about this guy saying some shit, when he literally said in the other context, like, oh, I don't need everybody to like me. But obviously, if enough people didn't like him, then that's it. Like that's it for him.
I don't know with Bill Burr, because when he went on Bill Maher's show, he talked about how cancel culture isn't a thing, and then he said it is a thing. So I mean, I don't know what's
he be flip flopping. Yeah, he be flip flopping a bit.
I don't think these dudes really I don't think these dudes really understand like, okay, to be honest, cancel culture is just criticism. That's all it is. Criticism is a lot more influential when everyone's in touch and talking to each other, but it's just criticism. They can't actually cancel you. You can lose gigs as a result of a drop in your reputation from that criticism. But all these niggas are complaining about is being criticized for stupid shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's the perspective I'm seeing it as. If there's other perspectives, we can all hear them. But whenever I see this, I'm just replacing cancel culture with criticism, and it becomes much less scary to hear about. Because you got to, as a public figure, you gotta work around your fear of criticism.
I mean, but that's America, man. There's always got to be a evil in the midst, something to fight, to get mad about. Yeah.
Yeah, like there got to be a target or something to keep people mad about, so we can keep moving forward and running the economy.
I mean, you don't even really need to create a narrative. It's fairly easy to see what the big targets and the big bad and the evil is. It just changes faces, really.
Yeah, it was like Gamergate, then it was SJW,
it was
SJW has been going
black
strong
people.
for a minute though. I didn't think the gamer shit would turn into the
Me Too
anti-feminism.
shit.
I don't know how that happened, but that's interesting. Salute to the Illuminati, whatever.
I mean, these all right niggas are good at the internet, man. That's all that is, man.
I guess, yeah, they make good frogs or whatever it is. But I just wanted to point out something interesting about what Mo was saying. A lot of this shit. So as like, I mean, I'm not necessarily able to have that same kind of ignorance shot around me where I'm at in America because whenever you're in a position of disadvantage based off of like your race or your gender or anything like that, it broadens your perspective because not only do you have your perspective of the minority or the oppressed or whatever, you have the perspective of the people, you know, that are benefiting from it. You feel me? Like while someone that's being oppressed will have, I'm not saying like I'm currently being oppressed or whatever, but someone who has a disadvantage can see the advantages of other people. Someone who's just living through life normally won't be able to see that. All that to say that there's something called the male gaze in cinema, where it's a theory about, or it's like an explanation of how a lot of cinema is presented through a male gaze naturally, right? Cinema, like for example, Transformers, like Megan Fox's character is actually very competent. She's actually able to problem solve a lot of things. She takes care of themselves. On the other hand, Sam Witwicky is kind of like being everything gets handed to him. He gets to go to Yale, but he doesn't get any jobs for some reason. And then he gets to save the world. Oh, they get to hand him this matrix of leadership. He just gets everything handed to him.
Yeah.
And the takeaway from that is like, oh, Megan Fox is basic, bro. She a thought, yada, yada, yada. And that seems normal to us because that's the way that media is presented. I think that ties into a lot of other aspects like gender and race, all these other social constructs. Because when you have, I don't know what to call it, but like the white male gaze, that theory of like, you know, being seen as normal, it's being challenged, and like being heterosexual is being challenged, being a man is being challenged, like the concept of being a man is being challenged, the being white as normal, the definition of white as normal, like these previously like ubiquitous things are being challenged as normal. And I think that for people that have been comfortably living in that lane in society, like it's really fucking with them to see a change, because it's not just the criticism that they're seeing, it's this whole society changing in a direction that won't necessarily benefit them purely off existence anymore. Not to say that, you know, you're being attacked necessarily, it's just, yes, some of these privileges are being shifted away. Like you can't just say what you want because everyone does not have that same opinion anymore in media. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like not everything is built for what white people think or what men think or what straight people think. Like it's being broadened out as our understanding broadens. And I think that's really what's, you know, fucking with these comedians, is they're not able to, if you don't have that same view, it just feels like you're being attacked, you know, or someone's being unfair to you because you can't see what's unfair about what you're doing.
Yeah, I agree with that. So are we all canceling this dude, this Shane dude? Do we believe he deserved to lose his job? To finish this topic off?
He said was like really, really bad. Fuck him anyway. Like,
Yo, do you mind if I make one more comment?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to make one more comment in relation to like what True said. That's part of the reason why that Dave Chappelle skit was a little bit sad. You know what I mean? Because there was a part where he made that joke about, oh yeah, I know people keep getting on my case about making trans jokes, but that's so easy. I just got to. They just come to me, and I'm like, okay, but like that's not why I like you, Dave Chappelle.
That nigga said
that's not why I like
was
you.
Funny.
No, but I'm saying is that's not why I like Dave Chappelle though. The reason I've liked Dave Chappelle up until this point is you don't make the stupid obvious joke. You always have either a worldview that's really interesting or something very popular, or you have something that's super specific that nobody else would make a joke about. The reason I didn't address this last time. Up until the last two specials, I mean, I still feel this way. Dave Chappelle is the GOAT. He is the best, in my opinion, the epitome of what a comedian should be. That's why it's so disappointing when you see like not just where he stands right now politically, but just how bad his comedy skits have become.
Like he is very much a conservative. Like he's not completely, he like half and half. Like because he's not for abortion, and he disagrees with the way Me Too is going and transgenderism. So he is like a real deal centrist right now, to be honest. This political take. But
he obviously believes in interracial marriage, like.
Yeah, but like I pointed out, like what you were talking about, I just felt like he didn't spend as much time on these specials as
like he hasn't spent as much time on trans issues as he has on black issues because the nigga is black. I don't think he's really a social analyst.
I mean, the specials in general. I'm talking about just these recent specials.
The specials come from his understanding of the subjects, especially with someone like Dave Chappelle, who's pretty insightful, I think. Whenever he does touch something, or comedians actually in general, like these dudes have wild and interesting takes on any part of like comedy.
It's all observation, man.
Yeah, like their observation is, and they take that and they create something out of it through just the perspective. Really, like that's one of the greatest things comedians do is they just change your perspective on things. Like even fucking Seinfeld, like what's up with the peanuts? Damn nigga, I never thought about them peanuts. What's good with them? Like stupid shit like that. Like I'm being corny, but like it's facts. I mean, I fuck with Seinfeld more than Kramer at least. Like they do that shit.
All right, so support.
Oh no, it's just
you a cancel true.
Disappointed, dog. Yeah, cancel it. I mean, SNL kind of trash, but honestly, I support him. Like for that. Fuck.
God
damn. I don't really think the shit that he said was that. Like, I don't expect more of him. Like, he's a comedian, bro. He's like, what? Them niggas do not understand.
But like Stone pointed out, this was a casual conversation. He wasn't telling jokes at the time.
Yeah, them niggas. I know he meant that shit, and I don't care, bro. Like, I don't. Okay. I don't know, bro. I still fuck with Hulk Hogan. Like, I don't know, man.
No,
Hulk Hogan. What?
Hulk Hogan was wild.
Hulkamania,
worse than that. Then it was wild, bro. But I don't know. I support him. Fuck it, man.
What you at, Stone? Cancel support. Stone here. Cancel. All right. Where you at, Mo?
I don't give a fuck. Like literally.
I mean, he is kind of nobody heard this dude.
Yeah, like the nigga got fired before he even got his job.
Right.
Like literally.
What's there really to support? Like
I support that nigga finding a job, a normal ass job. Supported family. Kids,
I have of all the issues facing America today, white employment is of the most highest importance.
Hell yeah, man! White man, like support this man. I want him to be able to support his fat ass wife and kids, bro.
Why they got me fat? Why you?
Oh my bad.
Hey, weight shaming niggas, dog. Damn.
Weight shaming. Yeah, stop being fat, bitch.
It's not that.
Think about it. If he doesn't have this lovely SNL job, how's he gonna afford all that Chinese food that he loves with the SNL?
Yeah, exactly. Like
the point of the Chinese food is just affordable. Get a lick like everybody else. Come on, dog.
All right, so I think we need to go to something lighter.
Change my shit from cancel to middle, nigga.
All right, I'm sorry.
I told you.
I'm sorry.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
Is this colorism I hear? Bush says Is this colorism I hear? Bush said we have to get to something lighter.
Yeah, get something lighter, man.
You anti dark?
Yeah, man. Fuck the darkies, man. Anyway, let's No, I'm joking.
Aren't you the darkest nigga in this call? Like,
yes.
Anyway, yeah. So let's talk about 6ix9ine. That's something lighter. People, I think a lot of people.
That's not lighter. Nigga going to jail, bro.
So y'all, I'm gonna let y'all take the lead on this right here.
So, nigga snitching,
because I was never really a 6ix9ine fan. I just. So I mean, so I guess Truth and Stone can speak on this. How do y'all feel about this whole situation? Him.
You gonna introduce the topic first? Like,
I was just about to do this shit. Can you wait, nigga?
Why you asking how I feel before you introduce the topic?
No, I'm just letting you know that I'm gonna let you niggas take the lead. I'm gonna pass it to you at some point.
Okay,
Can you introduce the topic first, please?
We talking about 6ix9ine. You know, he out here snitching. That's pretty much it. I mean, he's saying everybody's
okay.
That's not it. Oh my god.
All right, Stone, you want to do the intro and I'll do the current day, or should I do the intro? You do the current day.
So currently right now, Snitchin. Yeah, I'm gonna call him Snitchin.
Currently
right now,
that's fine.
it's appropriate at this point. Snitchin is finally on it, approaching his trial. So basically, he's going down. Damn, nigga. Yo, boy. You gonna play? You might as well just play the video to explain this shit. Like, basically, 6ix9ine, since he got arrested federal, he like the day after he agreed to cooperate with the police. So at this point, that he's given up every single thing. Like he's given during this whole trial, he's given a timeline of the 9 Trey Bloods and exactly how the dealings and what the 9 Trey Bloods were doing. So that's what
y'all
ever
turned on like the Lord of the... Yeah, y'all ever turned on like the Lord of the Rings or like a sci-fi movie, and for the first 30 minutes, all they do is explain everything that's happened up until that point? That's what 6ix9ine is doing in court as we speak. Talking about the one ring to rule them all and all that bullshit. Like he's snitching. This nigga is snitching so hard. He's snitching on like his rivals that had nothing to do with him.
He's snitching on niggas that ain't even got nothing to do. He snitched on
like he put Cardi B in that situation.
Snitched on Cardi B. He snitched on Trippie Redd. Like every nigga getting it at this point.
Yo, if he got arrested around the time people were gunning for him already, like what's happening now? Like you're dead, dude.
They're doing the same witness protection they got.
So, but just to say this is day 3. This is day 3 of the trial. The first day, I believe they were just going the first, like how he got introduced to the 9 Trey Bloods.
Yeah.
The second day was more so about his kidnapping, when he got kidnapped by the 9 Trey Bloods because
they did kidnap him because they were taking all his money. He protested and they did what gangsters.
A lot of people were saying that was fake, but you saying it actually happened. We got the video.
It was real. Like it was from his own gang. It was from his own gang. So
yeah, all those videos were released like recently too.
Every single video.
Like Playboy Cardi's tracks, like this shit's crazy.
all the things that we speculated about during the time that the shit was actually happening. Every single video that show the truth of it is coming out now. So his kidnapping came out yesterday. His the Barclays getting shot up, that came out today. Basically, it's going down the whole timeline of when 6ix9ine joined the 9 Trey Bloods, what they did during the 9 Trey Bloods, what his position was in the 9 Trey Bloods, was that he was supplying the 9 Treys with money, and in exchange they give him protection, and be able to let him rock their flag, basically.
By the way, what do y'all think of that as like a criminal charge, just providing money from gangs? I don't know, bro. That shit feel kind of weird to me. Like I understand.
I feel like it's valid. I feel like it's valid. Like you supplying you are supplying a criminal organization. Basically, you are the access, you are the money to them where they're able to do things that they normally wouldn't be able to do.
But think about it, like a criminal organization by definition is unofficial. Like you can't really.
It's unofficial, but it's also illegal. That's why. But
what's illegal about it? Like there's no actual.
They're selling drugs. They're selling drugs. From as far as what 6ix9ine is doing, they're doing drugs. They're doing. I don't know. I don't think prostitution was the part. It was drugs, assault. They were doing robbery,
racketeering,
extortion. Yeah, it's racketeering. Yeah, things of that sort. One above all actually linked it. He said. So on day 3, 6ix9ine, the SDNY trial, U.S. versus the Nuke Mac versus Harv Elsing, which are big heads of 9 Trey Bloods. After the jury saw a video of Harv carjacking and kidnapping Tekashi, so there's plenty of videos out there. So Bush, is there a video that?
Yeah, I got.
You want me to link you to other videos like him getting kidnapped? And,
I think I got both of those videos. Let me play it.
And the Barclays too.
Yeah,
that next Grand Theft Auto gonna be crazy. You know they gonna have Tekashi DLC. The fuck you mean, bro? This gonna be
like the movie gonna be fire. I ain't gonna lie.
They gonna make whoever get the movie, this nigga, man.
Whoever got the movie rights, They gonna put
Denzel as the shoddy nigga. This is
sell out. Nigga.
This is a crazy story, man. I wouldn't put it past anybody to make a movie about this.
Yeah, 6ix9ine will definitely be 12 for 12 after that movie drop, dog. Like that shit gonna be fire, bro. I'm telling you right now. But
this actually make him more interesting. This whole case right here, honestly,
like his whole story, was crazy as fuck. How it went. This is to me by far is like one of the biggest rises and the hardest falls I've ever seen.
Yeah,
in
this
hip-hop
is a
ever.
hard fall.
This is
in a short ass period of time.
in a short in a year span. I think it wasn't. He didn't even make it past a year, and it
didn't even make
it just
anniversary.
fucked.
Then they gonna have they gonna have that one scene in the movie where Charlamagne tell him that he gonna fail.
Oh yeah, that's at the end of the movie.
Like,
if you would have, if you could have done it all over again, would you? And then 6ix9ine just sitting there thinking, I pretty much I would. But go ahead.
Here you go.
I was gonna say that was a point in time where like this dude was the biggest thing in hip hop, not the second biggest thing, not close to the biggest thing. He was the biggest thing in hip hop. The biggest thing.
It's that rainbow hair, bro. This shit cursed. It's too much power.
All right, so here's the video. This is the kidnapping.
Thank you for your patience. That's a polite as kidnapping.
Yeah, they're killing the young generation, the new generation.
Nigga did it to himself. We're talking about killing.
Talking about XX, man. He killed himself too.
Oh.
Drake killed him.
Debatable.
Oh my god.
Drake killed that nigga, dog. We know this. We know this. They gonna get Pusha. Watch.
Pusha ain't young, man.
They gonna do it in like 3 years, so you forget about it.
Yeah.
If you kill Pusha, you gonna make him a legend.
Nah.
No, you ain't gonna get shit if you kill Pusha T.
Shit, like.
No, he gonna get all of it. He gonna be.
I mean, to y'all old niggas maybe, but I mean,
Yeah,
young
but
Jam, we
young
ain't gonna
niggas,
give a
ain't
fuck.
nobody gonna give a fuck.
Is that nigga name really I thought he was stuttering. That nigga name is
Nah, it's what that nigga name? I forgot.
Run it, nigga. Give me everything, nigga. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Damn.
Get in the car, nigga. Get in the car, nigga. Chill.
Who's the one recording it? That's what I want to know.
That's the dash cam or some shit.
It's
probably the FBI spy cam. They
Hold on.
probably
Hold on. I'm gonna pause it real quick. It's basically it's a driver's car. It's a personal driver's car. So in New York, basically they have these personal drivers, and just to make sure that nobody's fucking up with the insurance if they ever get into an accident, they put cameras in these cars. So.
Why would you rent a car and kidnap a nigga? Who
They
goes to
didn't-
Enterprise to get
No,
the
that's
whip
a drive.
for
That's a drive.
kidnapping?
That's a professional. It's a professional driver. Like so, them niggas that probably ran up on them didn't know this, but it's pretty big in New York. So yeah.
Okay, I mean these niggas all from New York. They know they his niggas. How they not?
New York
all right,
nigga.
all
Man.
right.
This cloud is crazy, man.
New York niggas. And y'all wonder why. Y'all wonder why I call New York niggas all the time.
Open the door. Let me open it. Get in here. Get in the car. Get in the car. Get in there. That's what I'm doing. Get the fuck in here. Ain't nobody in here. Ain't nobody in here. Why are you doing all that, man? I want to talk to you. About what? About what? About what?
Niggas talk so soft when they scared.
I want to talk.
I mean, you put a gun to your head. How you gonna talk?
I would have pistol on my.
I'm gonna be scared different. I'm gonna be scared different though. These niggas.
How you scared different?
I would have pulled it.
I'm true gonna be like, I'm sorry. That's gonna be true.
Hey, I'm gonna be scared like a real nigga. I'm gonna shit my pants like a real nigga. I miss you.
That nigga wasn't. That nigga wased.
He said, I miss you, baby. I
You
miss
gonna hear
you.
a whole bunch of farts. Like true.
Nigga put it
Hey,
on
they're not gonna want me in the car if I shit myself. That's a Venice tank. Oh shit. You sound like when you see a girl at the club or some shit. I try to call you. They
Like,
just,
hey, yo, just take me home and you get more stuff.
Yeah, but why you do me like that, bro?
So that's a nigga he know.
Yeah, he cool with all these niggas.
these are his niggas.
He was.
Bro.
Oh my
He
god.
was.
This is why he's snitching.
Get in the car with us.
Fucking crab.
Right,
Man.
nigga. Get the phone. Give me the phone. Get out of here. You gonna talk to him. You gonna talk to him.
I wonder Miley Cyrus left hip hop, man.
Damn, man. They said, Truth, you just gonna be talking fast about nothing.
Bitch. That driver quiet, goddamn.
He ain't trying to get shot.
Hey, what's he supposed to say?
No, this is the car they kidnapping them in. Am I tripping? No, okay, never mind. They falling out. This nigga said it's all good. We just trying to talk to him. That nigga does not believe you, bro. What the fuck?
El sistema OnStar no está activado.
Oh, he called the police. Good man, good man.
Let's fast forward this shit. I don't think we need to. Hold up.
What are we doing? That's a homeless kid. That's a homeless guy. Bush got shook for a second.
No, this oh, you niggas.
I'm gonna skip some more.
Nobody caught that.
I'm gonna skip some more.
They're not in this car no more, I don't think.
Nah,
Yeah,
they
I think he
got
calling the police or something, maybe? Or no?
Yeah, his driver calling the police. He already kidnapped, not kidnapped. 6ix9ine really got kidnapped.
Sí. Alright, he's on the line with us. They just kidnapped 6ix9ine. Tekashi 6ix9ine? They just kidnapped from my car. I don't understand. What? Tekashi 6ix9ine. You know Tekashi 6ix9ine, the rapper? The singer?
The singer?
Yeah, they just kidnapped it. They pulled over, right, by two guys.
But he did sing Spanish
and they just take it off from the car.
He did.
Yes.
Where this happen?
Yes, right here, around the corner. I tried to keep going.
Oh, he's not even talking to 911. He's talking to a random nigga on the street.
To take the play, the guy come on and
Oh, he found a police officer.
So I back it up and I came this way.
Okay, show me where it happened. Back the police on
Why he gotta go back there? Why can't he just tell me where it's at?
Sí, encontré uno aquí parado.
Okay, there's already police at the what's the location? I have 1305 Bedford Avenue, New York, New York.
Alright, well, yeah, that's it, really. They just gonna go.
That's really it. Yeah.
As far as that particular part goes, is there more of it? Like more?
It's the Barclays
Center footage.
Barclays,
All this shit came
Bro, yo, it is too hard to be. Hold on, bro. Fuck, I don't even know how to give y'all advice on this part, but just. I know it's not that easy to say, but like, just don't be a criminal, my nigga. Like, this shit is so hard to do, bro. Fuck the moral implications. This shit is just hard to do clean, bro. Unless you really got some hackers on your squad, or like, I don't even know what you'd have to do at this point to be able to get away with shit on any meaningful level. Like, I don't, bro. I don't know, man.
I'm so tired of these new niggas that found success and that are still a part of that street life. They need to quit all that shit, man.
Like, how did you get your man that far on and y'all fucked it up just killing each other and like not killing each other but fucking each other up? Like, y'all got famous, bro. Y'all made it. Like, what is all this? Y'all accomplished the mission, nigga. Mission accomplished. What is y'all doing?
Bush, what about my aesthetic, man? If I keep saying I'm shooting niggas and I ain't really doing it, what they gonna think of me, man?
I mean,
that's true, man. You gotta be a real nigga.
I mean, be like these
God
white
forbid
folks,
you
man.
see 30. No, don't be like his white folks. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Man, they play cowboys and shit, and they play gangsters in Hollywood movies, and they make these type of films, but they don't continue to do the shit. So I mean,
well, yeah, they just
all
I don't know,
Yeah, they do. They're police officers. They're the biggest gang in the world.
I mean,
I think that
I'm talking
whole
about like
ozone a little bit worse than robbing people, but fuck it. I guess white people just don't get no blame for that. It's fine.
I ain't talking about the cops. We know them motherfuckers grimy. I'm just talking about like just treat rap like you treat movies, man. Like no need to continue the character outside of the medium.
But a lot of these people actually come from that shit though.
I mean, don't mean. I mean, you can still stop it, nigga. Just cold stop.
It's hard to stop. It's hard to stop. You know how hard that is. You say that shit like it's easy, dog.
Yeah, I remember the last time I was here, me and Truth talked for 40 fucking minutes about this cop saying animal one time.
Yeah.
That shit is funny, bro. The warning some of these niggas have is crazy. These cops really don't know. They lack self-awareness.
Oh, they're aware. They just don't got the awareness that you want them to have.
I mean, the awareness that this shit is
They
wrong.
just don't give a
humans, fuck. That's important. Speaking of humans, though, let's see these niggas kill each other. Hold on.
Oh my god.
Humans kill each other. That's human.
The red on. Oh.
And they're all deep.
It's a whole gang there, man.
This shit like Lion King when Mufasa died.
Oh, you could tell the shot go off when niggas start running like, what?
Oh, there you go.
Yep. That's exactly when the shot went off. Niggas just did.
Could you run it back?
Yeah, I got you.
Look at that nigga in the suit, man. The laid rag.
Nigga said I'm too fresh to die.
I'm shot.
Not fresh enough to die.
He's like, ah!
Damn, you see that direction change?
I'm alive.
Niggas cold. That was a cold stop, man. They pivoted, man.
I swag, I surf.
That's some
now watch me
anime
surf
shit.
and swag. I'm on hypnotic.
Yo,
I don't mean that shit, man. This niggas.
That shit part of like the Red Sea. God damn, them niggas did.
You dropped their
Them
phones
niggas
and shit.
Some niggas came back and picked it up.
Niggas ain't shit, bro.
No, that's smart, man. That's smart. And it's like, okay.
No, they probably work for the center or whatever. It's probably staff.
Isn't this between Casanova and 6ix9ine?
Yeah.
Who the fuck turned the camera like that? What?
Whoever the security guard.
Motion camera.
Yeah, it's a motion camera. Yeah.
Oh man, the Brooklyn Nets logo, man. It's lucky this happened. That happened when KD was there. Niggas would have got sued out the ass.
Oh, he would have been in trouble.
Put him on them alt accounts, man. Fuck Brooklyn as a state and corporation.
Alt account. I can't believe that nigga did that shit.
They Kyrie would have went on ESPN talking in circles.
Niggas.
Like,
too many niggas in one spot. Man. Look at this. Damn, the cops rolling in deep. Look at them niggas.
You should. Oh, look at this. You should know nothing good's gonna happen.
In New York? Oh yeah.
Yo, the cops coming rolling like, who we getting to arrest? Can we arrest all of them?
Like cops are the biggest fucking gang in New York. Oh, look at this nigga. Look,
they be touching you when they think you did something wrong, bro. Look at them.
Oh yeah. I get grimy.
Like get this nigga right
Remember,
here.
I got a gun. I'll shoot your ass. Let me touch you like this.
We going right to lethal.
Oh, that's Casanova right there. I see him. All right, but he did. I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't like the gangster attire. Man. Like these niggas.
Gangster attire.
Gangster attire.
These niggas wearing these baggy pants. These fucking
baggy pants.
Shut your bitch ass up.
All these niggas wearing.
That's what gangsters wore back in your day, dog. What the fuck?
No, them niggas still skinny jeans. I don't even know what them niggas be wearing.
Wear no baggy pants.
You niggas all in like tracks.
What's up? I'm tired of these gangsters. What's up? I'm tired of these
Fitted
gangsters.
clothes now, nigga.
Nigga wearing big tees and shit, trying to run.
Yo, but this might sound crazy, bro, and I don't know if you're ready for it, but like it's been 4 years since the 90s, my nigga. Like this shit.
Yo,
is
Stone,
over.
that nigga Bush. I'm tired of these gangsters in they boot cut jeans and they 3X
Look what these
white
niggas wearing. Look at this shit. Look at this shit this niggas wearing, man.
That shit is baggy, dog.
You old as shit.
No, this nigga Bush is like, yo, George, this nigga Bush is like, if I see one more G unit jacket, I'm about to hit somebody.
Them niggas start running all they chains fall out their pocket and shit.
Fubu. Who are that Fubu, dog?
Fuji sweaters.
That
and shit
dollar.
like that. But
Yo,
this shit don't wear them
niggas
anymore.
still out here wearing big ass chains and shit, man. Trying to fight a nigga with, man. Come on. Especially these
Soulja Boy,
rap
maybe.
niggas, dog.
But no, I'm not the average nigga. What the fuck you talking about?
Niggas trying to fight with a whole brick on their neck and shit, man. Come on.
Bush,
They said your age is showing. They said your age is showing, Bush.
He said, well, I don't give a fuck, bro.
Listen. The rappers only wear those big ass chains to press events. They do not wear them on regular day basis.
Look, man,
This
them
nigga-
niggas is ripping and robbing, man.
I still can't hear that nigga said baggy clothes. Like what?
Yo, one second.
Pants halfway off
Bush,
their ass, man. They just trying to run, man.
This
This doesn't make sense, man.
Yo, hold on. This nigga Bush still waiting on Memphis Bleak to drop, man. That nigga Bush.
This nigga Bush still waiting on a chronic and shit. Fuck out
Yeah, like shit.
That's fucked up. Weren't you defending me, Mo, man? You just switched up, huh? You completely changed up, huh?
Yo, Bush, it's so funny though, nigga.
I
Memphis
told
Bleak
you
was supposed
that
to
nigga
be-
gonna joking. He gonna do it for real.
Oh shit! But any
That nigga Bush still be buying them white tees with the gangster Looney Tune characters.
Those are fire. We're looking to bring them shits back.
Yo, that shit, yo, them shits were fire, man. What you mean? Y'all hating?
Oh my god!
Just cause some shit old don't mean it's bad, man. Stop
Y'all niggas
that.
y'all niggas look ridiculous wearing them.
Bush, if I ever see you wearing a shirt with Bugs Bunny in the chain, I will rob you, dog. I don't care. I will find you
right now.
I'm bringing that shit back.
6ix9ine you.
I'm bringing that shit back.
I'm gonna snitch on you.
You gonna snitch on me?
Wait, you're gonna 6ix9ine him? Hold up a second. Wait,
wait, oh fuck.
We said he gonna do what?
Yo, 6ix9ine.
No,
That's a big
6ix9ine.
Oh fuck.
You should have said Bush's age is 6'9". That's what you should have said.
Anyway, man, cancel or did I even make one for this nigga, man? I'm sure I did.
Which one?
Cancel support what?
I don't know.
There's no support. He going to jail regardless.
Right.
It doesn't matter who else going to jail with him. There's nothing
What
to
did
support.
I mean, we talking about obviously we talking about the snitching, man. Like he's snitching. Do we? Should we?
Snitching?
Should we? Should we completely just throw this man? Like, should we just drop him all together? Should we cancel him because he's snitching? That's what I'm talking about.
Obviously,
the FBI already canceled him. I
Listen,
can't subpoena that. I can't be on the FBI.
A lot of people are offended by the snitching.
They signed his death certificate already.
I'll say this. He definitely can't make music no more because nobody gonna take him seriously. But if I was him, I'd do the same goddamn thing. Like
that's
exactly what I would.
To be
support.
honest, he came out good though. Like he's gonna get out of jail like early next year. Apparently, they were saying it in court. It was like if you go to jail, you come out early next year, right?
And he gonna die, man. I don't know about that.
I mean,
like, there was a whole
but what did he really? He didn't really say anything major. Just that niggas are part of the gangs. And
he
shit.
said everything.
Yeah, he did.
A couple more days, he will.
Bush. He gave up. Bush. He gave up several names. He gave up several identifications of what they are in the positions. He gave up what Shotty's position was. He gave up Harv's position in the gang, which is the Godfather. He gave up a lot of information on the 9 Trey Bloods in itself.
But to be honest,
there
was in the fucking videos. Bro.
But they were never ID.
Niggas was never ID.
They were never ID.
He has a song called Shotty. The nigga's in the title.
Nigga, they were never ID'd as actual gang members. That's the biggest thing.
He shouted Treyway every fucking song.
They needed his testimony to
saying you a gang member and stuff like that, and actually being a gang activity are two different things.
That's
Come
true.
on.
I feel you.
I mean, but Nipsey called out Cardi for saying she was gang affiliated. So
we back on
Cardi
Nipsey.
is apparently Cardi is.
We back.
Let's stop
Let me stop before I say something that people disagree with.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I said we back on Nipsey. Like, let me stop for before I get right off the internet.
Can't even mention the nigga name. Damn.
Let me stop. Before you kick off the internet.
Yeah, save yourself.
And next year though, it's all coming out. Best believe. It's all coming out next year. Next year.
I would take Nipsey over half these niggas in the industry now, man.
You don't even know. Go on, man.
Name 3 Nipsey Hussle songs.
No comment.
Okay. Oh my. And that's goddamn 90% of people who say they miss Nipsey. But we know we ain't on that right now. Like,
I mean, it is what it is, man. When did you become a fan of the Patriots? When they were losing or when they started winning, Josh? Exactly.
When did they lose?
When did we lose? Like,
you don't become a fan of somebody because they.
We was always winning.
Like, come on.
I'm sorry, we're better than you. God damn, it's fun.
Anyway, so is everybody? I guess we're canceling 6ix9ine, man.
Damn.
I support.
He was my favorite new nigga too, man.
I support my brother for snitching. Keep snitching. Don't let these killers get away. Keep snitching, man.
Here's my big. Can I go or y'all?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So here's my biggest thing about this. With 6ix9ine in itself, I can't feel bad for the nigga, and I can't feel bad for the gang itself because they knew exactly who this nigga was when they got affiliated with him. His whole position was to fuel him with money to be able to give them the resources that they need, and at the same time, 6ix9ine was able to use his gang affiliation as a protector and a blocker. So he was faking the whole time. He was doing this as a fake, as a front the whole time.
I don't mind that. I like faking, man. Keep doing.
But nigga. But the thing is, if you're gonna affiliate yourself with this, you knew the consequences if something like this was going to happen. So for the clout. For the highest amount of
but Stone, not to cut you off, but did he know that the gang was going to betray him the way they did?
But the thing is,
taking millions from him, kidnapped. Did he know all that?
But the thing,
he didn't know all that.
Nigga, it's a fucking gang, dog. Like, when you hire
a gang for protection, it's protection from them as much as other people.
That's true.
In most cases, he clearly is not a part of this gang. But go ahead.
So either we gonna strip the fuck out of you, or we can protect you from the niggas that gonna beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that he took part of that, and the reason why he got kidnapped is because he wasn't paying. And now that's also one of his own issues in itself.
Right. They cut the lights off. You're not gonna bitch about it. You just gonna pay the bill.
Crazy.
I'm gonna
still
sit
going
dark
through this shit. The baby experiencing that shit right now. Like niggas trying to run him out.
You said who? Ain't nobody no, but ain't nobody run up on the baby. I'll tell you that. Ain't nobody run up on
that. Bush trying to snitch on niggas, man.
No, he going through the same situation that most of these young rappers going through, where they try to run them out of town and forcing niggas are forcing them to pay them to perform at the shows and shit. That's why he get a lot of fights.
Oh, you got to check in, quote unquote. Yeah, I've seen that shit happen.
My whole point is that he partook in his life knowing the risks that it would take. And then when the chips are completely down, that nigga folded like a bitch. Like I can't feel sorry for him. The biggest party that I can feel sorry for in itself is his family, because they really ain't got shit to do with this. They didn't even show up to the trial because they scared for their own safety, man.
Do you really believe these niggas are gonna kill him, dog?
Oh, absolutely. I absolutely believe it, because the video recording, there's video recording of him in court, which is illegal in itself, which is more than likely is that the gangs that was there, they're the one that's taking the video of him. They're the ones that getting these audios of this nigga. They're there in the court.
Everyone is interested. I don't know if they're necessarily scoping them out like Stones blind, but
you don't think that there's not some sort of way that they're gonna try to touch this man unless he gets some sort of security information or some security when he gets out.
He definitely need witness protection and all that. Yeah. I just don't think that the leakage is coming from the gangs interested in him more so than just the general public.
It might not be. It might not be that. But at the same time, the 9 Trey Bloods are still out there. There's still a whole bunch of gangs that are out there that are affiliated with him. And not even only that, it's other gangs that probably don't fuck with that nigga either. Just trying to kill that one. I just don't see. I don't see a future for this man outside of a jail cell.
I think
he won't make it out.
I think the Bloods and the Crips need to have like an anime fucking succession war and just pick a king or some shit, and the soccer shit can get sorted out, dog. It's just too many different branches of that shit, bro, to be honest with you.
I don't know where
they need to come. Yeah,
I mean, there's too many. I mean, there's Bloods that beef with Bloods, there's Crips that beef with
them
Crips.
niggas them niggas can't
This
push
shit got so far from the goal of just protecting your own community.
This shit is a microcosm of what happens in the Middle East right now, when you take away that central figure and everything starts to split up and divide. So like when
like you destabilize them and then shit gets hectic.
He can't go the general population in jail either. Like that's just not happening. Them niggas are gonna kill him.
Not till that hair color fade out, anyways. So.
Everybody has faded out. It's like
so, he was still wearing that shit in court.
So he's still recognizable either way, so it don't matter. Time when go to jail, they don't go to jail.
They said that.
Them tats is over.
His tattoos are recognizable, but he just. I don't feel sorry for him. I feel like the criminal organization is stupid in itself because they let the nigga get close enough to know all these people that are inside of there when he was just supposed to supply them motherfuckers. It's a whole lose-lose situation for everybody in there, and I just don't feel. I just can't feel sorry, man.
I kind of feel like a lot of these people that calling him a snitch, they sort of blew up in the same fashion, because we know a lot of these rappers were affiliated with these gangs. And some kind of way they got out of it, and they gained greater success. But everybody's starting point was similar.
I don't believe that you need to be affiliated with a gang to blow up. I feel like that's really putting niggas in the box.
Yeah, you don't not no more. Yeah, but
this sounds like some New York shit more than like a rapper shit.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right about that shit.
Because I don't know. Because if I blow up in Maryland, bro, ain't no Bloods coming for me. Like, hey, you got to pay us. Like. No one's doing that shit.
Yeah, bless Kanye. He did all this. Kanye opened the doors for us all.
Look at what One Above All linked. He said James Whitney burglar dead, the notorious Boston mob boss killed inside a West Virginia prison. So if a mob boss is getting killed inside prison, what do you think that they're gonna try to do with 6ix9ine?
But 6ix9ine,
I mean,
he
that's
already
not like
snitched.
he fucking.
He's already. Yeah, that's the worst part. Like he already snitched. Like niggas know that he's
now. It's too late.
Well, the point is,
absolutely, you can still kill that nigga. You can kill that nigga from fucking up your family situation like that.
But listen. The point
retribution is a bitch, nigga. Like what are you talking about?
The point of snitching is that you don't have to go in for that long. So he's gonna be definitely
still going in.
All these niggas.
He's still going in, but
he's gonna be under protection from the moment
that's
he
what
goes
I'm saying.
in so that he dies. Like he's not gonna be.
Yeah, he's not gonna be touched.
Like we know what his protection is, but he's not gonna be.
I just don't.
Do you think there's like a time limit? Like after 10 years, like fucking nigga, your time's up.
I don't know how you gonna do witness protection with this nigga. Like you get laser surgery for all the tattoos that he got on his face and shit like that. Like what do you do?
I mean, if they move him to a different state.
Yo.
But his tattoos, nigga, like
if they move him to, they move. It's not like that. It's no like bloods. Just because you're a blood in different states don't mean y'all cool with each other. Don't even know each other.
Yeah, like again,
it's not like
these,
that
this
at
shit's
all.
so
dog.
branched out.
Like,
it's not like they're a whole super network of blood.
You put him in a different state, he'd be good.
This nigga basically Dre from Power, man. That's what 6ix9ine is.
Like low key, 6ix9ine. If 6ix9ine had the opportunity, I don't know how quick he got on, but the best thing for him to do is see. I'm not gonna say the best thing. I have no idea how to navigate a situation like this. But one of the things I would maybe try to do is to move the fuck away.
As much as possible.
As much as possible. Get the fuck away from niggas and get your money and get out if you are. Because either you have the money and they're going to charge you for protection, or you don't have the money and they're not interested. Like at some point he had the money and no protection and he chose to believe in them niggas because he bought into that power fantasy of being. Because the nigga wanted to belong. Like clearly he was a weirdo. Like he wanted. We're all weirdos. He wanted to belong. And then he fucked that nigga up. And now he's fucking.
All right, so speaking of hip hop, we got to talk about Ben Shapiro now, man. You know, since we're already on hip hop.
Oh, okay.
He said what? I don't know. It was a bad segue. I'm sorry. Look, but
Ben Shapiro.
wait, Bud, hold on.
Oh.
It's 12 o'clock. It's September 20th. Y'all motherfuckers better raid Area 51. Okay.
All
y'all niggas I was talking shit. Raid Area 51 this morning when I wake up, dog.
Hey, everyone go around and give a raid tip, man. Starting with Mo. What's the area?
My case against Rap.
Raid tip.
I would recommend charging your key energy like on both sides.
Oh Lord.
All right, Josh, you got a raid tip.
Yeah, all right. Everyone needs to go watch the episode of DBZ and go how taught Vidal how to fly. Y'all can just fly in there, dog.
Hey, Keek, you got a raid tip.
No. What needs to happen is you need to bring at least five Shengon move before you go there.
5 Shengon? Damn, that's like 3
If somebody
episodes.
come back with a transformer, dog, oh man, that's gonna be crazy.
Ain't nobody. It ain't shit. Area 51.
Imagine niggas run up in there, that nigga Megatron pop.
Well, it's not regular weapons, but it's some other shit. But I don't think it's no alien shit there. Like it's the most known place to find aliens. Ain't that no?
Yeah,
exactly.
But
The best place to hide is the most obvious place.
They just confirmed that there's UFOs like earlier today. Like Blink-182 dropped a video or something that had UFO pictures, and then NASA was like, "Yeah, those are real UFOs."
Well, y'all motherfuckers going too far with this Area 51.
No,
Bush, you ever lost something? Bush, you ever lost something and you look like hours for it and it's right in the most obvious spot that you never looked at?
That's
the
true.
Best place to hide.
That's Area 51, bro. They thought we wasn't gonna check, and we finally checking it. Cause niggas been out in the desert, like going where Stone lived, trying to find aliens. Bro. We can really just go to the source.
Well, as long as the white people go first, I'm fine, man. So.
They don't know how to Naruto run.
They do all time at conventions, man. What you mean?
That's my tip, by the way. Naruto run for extra speed and mobility, so you can dodge the bullets. If you believe in yourself, they can't hurt
get him an open shot on your fucking head. Yeah.
How you gonna Naruto run if you ain't?
That's what the headband is for, nigga. You're so dumb.
How you gonna Naruto run if you ain't charging your key first, man? You gotta charge that key first, man.
Damn, that's facts.
But anyway, so
we about to see a whole bunch of people get shot down this morning. That's what we about to see.
Hey man, they getting shot down regardless, bro. Fuck it. Might as well do it at Area 51 in the mall.
But anyway, man, like I was saying, everybody's talking about, not everybody, but a good amount of people are talking about this. Of course, Ben Shapiro is the central figure of the conservatives right now. He's the top dog.
Are we still talking about?
I know he's a top dog, but he's up there.
Huh?
Bush want to talk about Ben Shapiro, dog.
I mean, he said hip hop was not art or some shit, so he had to talk about it.
I don't care about that. I want to talk about Area 51. Niggas about to die.
Man, fuck Area 51. Fake ass story.
What you mean? They had a whole 2 million people saying yes on Facebook.
Oh my
fake
god.
Ass, we be fake. It's more real than that Denzel Washington Magneto story.
Ooh. You opened up
right. You're right. You got me, man. You got me, man. Let's look at the chat. What do y'all want to talk about, man?
They're about to say Area 51. No way they.
Area 51 and Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro gonna say something stupid next week.
I would just like to say, Morgan is a bitch. Stay in the comment section, nigga.
Yo.
Debatable.
This nigga out here bashing culture, man.
Bitch ass niggas.
Nigga, you in the comments. Why you in the fucking call if you in the comments, nigga?
Nigga, that's why I wanted them off the podcast, bro.
I run both.
Morgan just pop up. Morgan, why do you always do that shit?
While Morgan appeared.
Hello.
You niggas really don't want to talk about this Ben Shapiro.
Yo, Morgan.
I mean, my biggest thing about this is I don't take Ben Shapiro's opinion about music seriously, rap music of everything seriously at all.
I don't
What
even take his
bearings?
opinion about politics seriously. Like,
What bearings does he have about rap? And his argument in itself for is that rap only fills the criteria of rhythm. One, that's not even correct. Where he says that.
wait.
Want to play the video? Play the video.
About it. Let's watch the video.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Bush just tricked you to talking about it, Stone. Like, come on.
Case
against rap, and then I'll get to the culture.
Let me tell you exactly why.
Oh my god.
Yo, Morgan, before we start, you saw your boy Big News Morgan put in some work today in that chapter.
Yeah, of course I read the chapter.
No spoiler, nigga. Damn. Oh, Josh already spoiled
the big news chapters the best ones, man. They the only good chapters in One Piece.
Yo, Bush, he put in some work. He put in work, dog.
He said, "I'm a liar, but I ain't no bitch."
They can put hands on somebody, dog.
Oh no!
I don't give a fuck.
Yo, send that shit through. I'm a fan of Big News, man. He got the best chapters, though.
The whole Reverie arc, the best thing Oda did since the time skip. Oh god! Dog.
Wait a second. Is Wano over? Is Wano over?
Nah,
no, it's still going.
Act 2 just ended.
It's like a subplot.
Act
to be
2?
honest.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's doing like a 3-act, 4-act structure.
Oh no!
Yeah, he wrote it as an epic.
5-act?
It's
like
no.
a real Japanese play.
No, yeah. I forgot. Japanese film structure is 5 acts. 5 acts.
Oh fuck!
Oh no!
Why y'all say it's more?
Yeah, like y'all said.
I thought we were.
Why y'all surprised? Like,
Yeah.
I thought we were close. I was like, oh.
No. But here's the thing: that with the Japanese story structure, each act is shorter. Like and yeah, it's shorter.
Fuck
Well, I
that
mean,
shit, man.
Act one
Takashi,
was like-
please
We're talking
come.
about Oda, though.
Takashi back? That's all I care about, man.
Actually, never came back.
Takashi come back?
No.
Yeah, he gone.
Oh lord.
Kobe back. Kobe strong as shit.
Oh, fuck
Both
Kobe,
of shit.
man.
I wish I could.
Whoa.
The nigga fine, bro. Come on. Listen. He got the button-up marine suit, right? But he got the neck.
Can we go on? Can we?
man, let's talk about Ben Shapiro, man. Come on.
We gotta fucking talk about how fine Kobe.
There you go.
Case against rap. So the musical case against rap is that, in my view, and the view of my music theorist father who went to music school, there are 3 elements.
my daddy.
There's harmony,
My daddy.
there is melody, and there's rhythm. And rap only fulfills one of these, the rhythm section. That there's not a lot of.
He using his daddy clout. He using his father clout. Disrespect hip hop.
My daddy's a music theorist, like so he must be
My
right.
father's a music theorist. That's a whole nother level of white,
He went to
bro.
school for music. Like, shut the fuck up.
My opinion is right because of my father's employment. That's
harmony.
what we doing now.
And thus, it is basically effectively spoken rhythm. And so it's not actually a form of music, it's a form of rhythmic speaking. And thus, so beyond the subjectivity of me just not enjoying rap all that much, it's what I've said before is it's not music. So tell me why I'm wrong.
Well, there's certainly melody in the beats, and even some rappers rapping / singing certainly has melody. I'm not a particularly melodic rapper myself. There are artists who sort of sing rap a lot more, but I'd certainly say in terms of
He's doing good right
production,
now. Let him rock.
Who is this random nigga? Like,
that's what I asked about Ben Shapiro, but they're just on our screen, so we're
Let that
watch
nigga rock, man. He on something.
I legit don't want to hear no random ass nigga.
He on
Ain't nobody heard of. Talk about the fan rap music. He obviously, hold on, I'm doing this on purpose. He obviously got him on the show for a reason, Bush. So why would we listen to this nigga?
Why are you talking like Shannon
I don't know why. Look, this
Come
man,
on, Bush.
Man,
Come
look,
on.
in the opening, this man
Come on,
said
man.
some things that we can kind of
Come
agree with.
on, man. Come on,
Bush.
Bush.
Let the man rock.
I ain't gonna lie, boys. This shit is kind of whack, dog. Like,
Like the video ain't even start.
Hey, look, let's make it. We gonna make it.
That's
to 2
how whack
minutes.
it is.
We gonna make it to 2
we didn't even get a
minutes.
whole minute.
We're gonna make it in 2 minutes, then we're gonna talk
We're not making
about
it
Bush
2
again.
minutes. We're not making it 2 minutes.
I believe
It's not making it in 2
You
minutes.
good.
It's not happening. It's not
We're
going.
waiting 2 minutes and we're going back to One Piece. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Music. So tell me why I'm wrong.
Well, there's certainly melody in the beats, and even some rappers rapping / singing certainly has melody. I'm not a particularly melodic rapper myself. There are artists who
Nigga, you a rapper?
sing rap a lot more.
Who's this?
But I'd certainly say in terms of the production,
Look, Ben
there's
Shapiro
a
decided all
lot
you
of-
niggas fakes in the comment section, in the chat right now, man.
Look at what the comment section says. Skip this, Bush.
All
right,
bro.
The comment section saying that we doing it, dog. Fuck it.
Pause, leaving. Skip this dude, skip this Bush.
Oh, shit.
Who cares what he thinks?
Morgan said
Shout out.
leaving, man. Morgan, get the fuck out of here. He said that shit.
Man, I ain't know said something about leaving Discord.
Oh, okay.
Oh, please do. Please do.
All right. So if we're not talking about this, then we got to talk about Sony, Apple buying shit. So.
We can talk about the AR-15s or YouTube.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah,
We can talk about
yeah.
the Sandy Hook.
Oh yeah, the commercial. You're
Oh,
right. Yeah,
that first.
Let's run that. Yeah,
we don't mean that we're excited for Sandy Hook, by the way. That's not what it seems like.
Yeah, hold on. Let me find it. I'm trying to find that video.
All right. Well, on the same topic, kind of. I know we're not going to cover the full topic, but short and sweet is that the manufacturers of the AR-15s have actually stopped distributing them to civilians. They're just going to work off government and military contracts. And that's just, yeah, what Stone said.
Stone, you don't stop that nasty ass.
I accidentally did it on accident, man.
How do you accidentally, yo, you a hoe, dog. How you slurp on reflex like that? That's crazy.
Yo, who got that video that one time Stone was high? He was talking to himself. For
Yo, chill.
Who has
man.
that video?
Like, why you bringing up old shit?
That's under the bus.
So glow. Why you bringing up old shit, nigga? Like anybody talking?
All right, so this I don't know where did you get this shit from, Josh? This
I found it on my Instagram. Well, Sandy Hook is like literally like a 40-minute drive from me. So anything that happens with them, like I hear about it. Yeah. That's why that shit hit so close to home. And I found it on my Instagram. I went for a YouTube link and I found it, and I just showed the Bush. And this is like a back to school commercial that they filmed.
Yeah, don't
so
pause it.
Without saying anything else, just run it through. No one's
let it
talking.
rock. Yeah,
Mo,
just let the whole
shut
thing
your ass
rock.
up.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones
Those ain't
are
beats,
just what I
little
need for
nigga.
studying.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils, too.
These new socks, they can be a real lifesaver.
Oh my god, so good.
Bush.
This one fucked me up, bro.
I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
Oh fuck. Yeah. That's fucked up, man.
Oh man, yo.
That's so fucked
I get that shit an 8 out of 10.
Could you run it back one more time? I want to
Shut
see
the fuck up, True.
Let's run it back, yeah.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class.
It start
colored
lighthearted and
pencils,
just get darker and darker. Yeah.
These new socks,
Yeah, we're all watching the
they can
same
be a real
video. Shut up.
lifesaver.
Bitch, we already saw it, dumbass nigga.
Why are we watching it again?
We just watching it to give our commentary on it the second time.
Why are we watching? Wait. Why are we watching the whole thing over again?
Oh, I forgot to talk. Damn, this shit kind of potent. My bad. I forgot to talk.
Dumbass nigga, criticize.
All right,
How we gonna? Hold on. How you gonna say we do?
Nigga.
How you say we gonna do a commentary over?
Head ass nigga, man. What the fuck?
You got boxing brain, dude. What are you talking about?
Why the fuck
Stone Age ass nigga, man.
Obviously talk over this shit, man.
We weren't talking over it the whole time, but you didn't say
But
shit about it. You just said play the video all over again.
I thought Mo just wanted to see it again. My bad. We could talk about it and like.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about it. I'm like, we seen it once. Like we seen it once.
If you're doing that, why did it take you? Why did it take you until the middle to say it was gonna get what?
Yeah, like, we were like the middle of the video. Like, we're supposed to talk about this.
Yo,
I know we didn't do trailers in a while, but nobody said shit.
This ain't a trailer. What are you talking about?
Commercial trailer, same shit.
Could you do me a favor and shut?
Please be quiet.
Can you do me a favor and shut the fuck up? Could you just like talk about the topic instead of being a bunch of complacent pieces of shit? Just talk.
Thank you, Mo.
Okay, how about you talk about what do you?
With that inspiration,
nigga, I have this possibly has the least to do with me culturally, and as far as the stuff that we deal with in the country that I'm from, I don't understand this. This is not me. I need you guys to talk about it.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's go through. We can take it step by step. All right, everybody ready?
No, man, it's too late now. You ruined it, man.
Oh my god.
Let's talk about this shit.
Let's just talk about it. Just talk about it. Yeah. So go ahead.
Who wants to talk about it? That's my biggest thing. Like, because
you already talking, Stone. Go ahead.
Oh my god, Bush. I'm obviously asking who wants to talk about it because I can't. Because Josh, you're the one that brought it up. So I'm like, what do you exactly want to say?
Yeah,
about
Josh.
That's
I don't know. Yeah, it's close to your community and shit.
Like, that shit hit me, dog. Like, I remember when Sandy Hook happened. I woke up and I was like, wait a minute. I looked it up. That shit, I could legit drive there in 30 minutes. And it hits me because I have a little brother who's the same age as those kids you see in that commercial. So to know that shit be happening, that shit fucking crazy to me. Like, I don't know. That shit just crazy. Like,
I think especially with like any social issue, and the reason like not to blend topics together, but the reason I can't stand niggas like Ben Shapiro when they try to say like facts don't care about your feelings and shit like that. Like, nigga, everything is perspective and everything is how we feel about stuff. If it wasn't for our biases and what we cared about, none of this shit matters. Objectively, none of this shit matters, bro. All it is what we feel as people. When you have something like this, where it's fucking kids getting shot for no goddamn reason, like, and we could do something about it. Not necessarily take away the guns, even though fuck your fucking guns, bro. I don't care. Even if you don't necessarily need to go that far, we could be doing something. But the last few times people are getting shot in these schools or shot in public, nothing has happened or nothing is happening where it should happen. I think that's another reason it's
yeah. Also, it's a reminder because this is like a play on the back to school commercials, obviously, and and everybody's getting happy and excited about school, and they just to release this commercial at this time is a perfect time to do it. And people talk about
it was purposeful.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What'd you say?
It was purposefully at this time.
Yeah.
And they don't want them to forget that this is what we have to deal with in this generation. It's happening almost every other month. You hear about somebody getting shot up at a school or at a church or any kind of public setting. And it's just real sad. And they kind of
was at a garlic festival catching bullets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy. But they just wanted to bring this to our attention so that, it's never something that we can relax on because it's going to happen again, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's meant to make you feel uncomfortable, yeah.
Yeah, and that timing too, because I think largely I definitely would have not thought about Sandy Hook for the longest time. Besides shit that we've covered, that shit is completely out of my mind. To keep it 100 with you, not necessarily that I don't care or empathize with the victims, but
you become numb to it.
Thought about it. I've kind of, you're not even numb. I just as a person, bro. That's not something that. What's up?
Go ahead.
No, how do you feel about it, like personally?
Because for me, I've become disattached to it just because we see it so much time. Like I've literally. It's so fucked up in my mind to the point where it's like nobody's doing shit about it. Nobody's changing shit about it. Nobody's like these shootings keep happening. It keeps getting worse and worse. There was at one point where I was just like, there's nothing you can do about it. If it happens to me, it happens and it's fucked. And that's what fucked me up the most is that I was complacent. I was like, it is what it is type of mentality because it just seems like that. It seems like it's a whole bunch of bickering about nothing, but no actual solutions being in place.
This shit is almost like a bad relationship where you're trying to like fix the person to make it work or yada yada, and you don't see anything changing, so you kind of just shut down. Like
And
a
I
lot of
think,
people will say, like, "What's up?"
and I think that's how a lot of people are starting to think
Feel
about
about
it
it,
and
because you
feel
can
about
only
it.
care so much. Like your capacity for caring just as an emotion, that it gets strained just like your physical capacity. Like people can only care so much about things before it really starts to hurt you back, because it takes a lot of strain to care about people. Like that's why empathy is something you want from people, because that's the effort that make, you know what I'm saying, like that's the effort being made.
Yeah,
And
also,
especially something on this level of like kids fucking dying, bro, like that's not something you
I
can really
think that's
do.
why it's like it's best that they use kids and not like a mall
Yeah,
or as
yeah.
adults. I mean, it would still been powerful, but
Not
I
as
don't think it
powerful,
would have
yeah.
hit as hard if it was like adults and shit. Like
Because that was like one of the
even in
youngest.
movies and shit, you don't see kids really getting hurt.
No.
But
Like
that
the
shit,
shit
you
that
actually
happened to
see
Sandy
it.
Hook was the most gruesome shit I seen all year in media. Or like the Thanos snap, bro. Fuck, I don't give a fuck about the universe, to be honest with you. That shit don't make no sense to me. I'm a human being, bro. Like the universe sound momentous or whatever, but that shit don't got nothing compared to like real life people actually being affected by these things and us not being able to change them, like for whatever reason, whether it's conflict or some political bullshit. Like, I don't know, bro. Like fuck, I don't like this shit, bro.
Also, one thing to point out too is that they had these shootings happen so often that a lot of the media outlets, like just the casual podcasts and things, people are starting to not talk about it. Yeah, the news talks about it still, but like a lot of everyday people that just do shows, a lot of podcasts and things and live streams, they just don't talk about the shit no more. So it's like it's definitely it's being oversaturated, all these shootings and shit. Like then we had like 4 last month or something like that. So it's crazy. Yeah.
That one weekend,
It's getting out of
bro, was
hand.
just like,
I mean, you
like
can
two
only
in one
talk
weekend.
about it so much,
Yeah.
or people are just like beating a dead horse.
But I feel like people are talking about it so much that they forget that they're to do anything about it. And then when somebody actually does try to do something about it, there's always another group bitching about it, whether it be the NRA or Republicans or if they're not doing enough to stop AR-15s. Like it's a bunch of fuck shit, man.
It's not even just the guns; it's the mentality of the people who think they can go into a public place and just kill people without consequences. Because, I mean, yeah, if you get caught, you'll have to go to jail or whatever, but there's still going to be another person go and do the same thing. So essentially, there's nothing really happening. That's going to want people to wake up and, you know, think this is not okay. I mean, we know it's not okay, but there's literally nothing happening. Like,
That's a fact. Like a common thread you can see running. I don't want to throw like the same thing that I'm gonna talk about, but you can see, at least in this example, common threads of ideologies pushing people closer to pushing people on the edge closer to these things. And you can, so with the discussion that got them there, and with the discussion afterwards about how to prevent more people from going there, what's happening on the internet is we have so much communication. Like it's so easy to talk to other people that talking itself becomes everything, even though the whole purpose of communication, I mean, you can talk to people for fun, but the point of communication so you can talk and they come to consensus and do some shit. But a consensus doesn't mean that everyone agrees with you. I think after a certain extent, or however much time passes on the internet, we got to get to that point of, okay, we have the issue out there, everyone has picked their sides, and then effectively let's get some work done, and then whoever's with us is with us and whoever's not is not. And by being with you in this case, I really think it is calling you representatives. And like, I understand you can't compete with lobbyists, but you do have a voice in your community. So I'd probably start wherever you can. If you see some shit that's not in line, like some states are further ahead of others in terms of like gun control or gun safety, but there are things you can do. And if you're not American, like you could take this approach or take our problems and see what that's affecting you, because everybody got shit going on in these like countries, and you don't got to wait for a tragedy to happen to do something.
I'm gonna say something real quick. The whole point of why this kind of hits home, or not hit home, hit hard for me, is that I don't know, when you're at school and you're growing up as a kid, you don't really think about like a random motherfucker just running up and shooting you. And kids shouldn't have to worry about that. Kids shouldn't have to think like, oh, I'm going to school, I gotta carry like a bulletproof, or I have to run, I have to get like or sneakers or some shit like that. Like it shouldn't be a thought. My biggest thought should be me going to school, me hanging out with my friends, and then going back home. I shouldn't be thinking about me possibly getting shot. I shouldn't be thinking about if this kid freaking out and he's gonna come one day and kill us all. Like it shouldn't be a thought in one of our heads. So that's my biggest thing, and that's my biggest complaint with it. Is just it's a fucked up mentality, and I honestly don't know.
You know
what
what's
the
disturbing on
solution
top of that though? Like besides just the actual like tragedy happening, that the response in some cases was, okay, let's make it so that teachers can legally have guns on the school campus.
And that doesn't solve shit. Like remember,
that's not a solution at all.
Like they had, remember the mall shooting? Like they had like cops were there and they responded like within minutes, but still like there was like
that Dayton dude
got mowed
he
down
killed like
still.
That Dayton dude
Yeah,
killed like
like
8 people in like 90 seconds or some shit like that.
yeah,
some crazy
with
shit.
just one like so guns. People niggas with what's the argument goes like guns stop guns.
Guy with a gun
stops a bad guy with a gun. Nah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Like people are
Not
still
only
gonna
that,
lose their lives. Like it's just I don't know. Just I and it sounds really fucked up because I don't like being depressed like that. But I personally I don't know if I can see a solution to it. I just don't. I don't know.
We got to start reaching out to people of a younger generation because we're gonna see all of these shootings and think it's the norm and that it's okay, and we're gonna breed another generation of school shooters. We have to make sure that these kids are mentally healthy and they know that this is wrong and this can't become a part of our society because we're sick right now and this is how the sickness is being expressed. And I don't think teachers should be getting guns because they're coming out of their own pockets just to give their students pencils and colored and crayons and shit. Like, we're gonna give them guns, that's not gonna work. Where's the money for the bullets gonna come from? All this stuff, it's not a solution. You're just trying to put a band-aid on a huge mental health issue. We need to go to the solution. We need to
I don't know if it's necessarily so my whole thing with the mental health aspect is I've talked about this with I think Mo before, is when you try to separate these people from everywhere else in society and try to label them as outliers, I think that hurts like possible solutions because you're looking at, okay, how do we treat these weird individuals rather than, you know, turning the attention to the society that they came from, which is us. Like they came from us. They're not separate or anything. Like they're our people. And we made them like this somehow. And we gave them access to these tools to exercise those ideas.
I agree 100%. But what I'm trying to say is, like, I don't think we should. Hold on.
Kind of cut out a bit.
Oh, really?
You might want to come into the mic a bit if you can. It's a little low.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you good.
All right. So what I was trying to say is, I think that the people who do this, they have a lack of empathy, and they might be on the spectrum of being psychopaths. I'm not like a psychologist, so I'm not going to try to label what they're not. But what I'm seeing is that they don't see anything wrong with what they're doing. And as far as I can tell, they have people around them that don't see the signs. So people just need to pay attention to people around them and try to help before it gets too late.
That's real. That's real. Did y'all have anything else I wanted to add? I mean, Mo, I know you're not really like American or nothing, but I mean, are there like analogs you could, what is that, analog? Is that what it's called? Analogies or analogous situations in your country that you could draw to? Or it's just like, damn, this is real foreign to me. I can't relate.
Is Mo even still? Oh, Mo, he muted.
Oh, I guess he really can't relate. Okay, that's straight. He said, y'all got to figure this one out yourselves. That's real. Hey, by the way, Josh, like, what happened in that community afterwards? Like,
it was terrible.
Nothing could happen, but like, in terms of going forward, were there like laws or like structural things done to maybe try to prevent that, or was it just like a, you know?
I mean, nothing really big. Like, it's like a 30-minute drive for me, so like I'm not really up there, but it's, I mean, nothing big as far as like where I live. Everything, I don't know if they did any small things. I don't know.
Wow, bro.
I mean, it's
Can y'all hear
interesting
me?
that they even did this because I mean I'm sure there's they disabled the comment section that likes for a reason. People don't like hearing about these things.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
So
No,
I mean,
yeah.
but I mean, art is inherently political. So I mean, keep doing.
I
shit
have
like
one
this.
thing. I have one thing to say on my bad, Bush, for interrupting.
No, I'm done. I'm
but
done. Go ahead.
to the extent of I'm just call you Keek. I'm sorry, or Kiki. I don't give a fuck.
Kiki, do you?
I'm gonna just to the point of like looking out for the signs. Like I don't think it's as simple. I truly don't think it's as simple, or not. Not to minimalize what you're saying, but more so to say like it's harder. It's hard. Mental issues is something hard to see in somebody. From personal experience with not only myself but with other people, it's not something that you can just express, or it's not something that just people can see in your face, or like there's certain tics and things, and some people are really good at hiding that, what's going on in their mental and what's happening with them personally. So
Right.
it's more so I would say I wouldn't say more so the responsibility not only of just the people around them, but more so of the homestead, I would say, because I don't know about y'all, but in terms of like mental stability, the Black community, especially the older generation, they ain't really receptive to that as much. They don't really think that, like, if you show some sort of mental instability or some sort of mental issue, they see you as weak, or they see you as as not mentally competent. Go ahead, Bush.
I'll say the one reason I don't like to focus on the mental thing is that that's one that's harder to control. And a lot of these people that do these mass shootings, they don't like you said, they don't really show the signs. They are doing these mass shootings because they have they're doing it for some other reason, whether it's immigration or New World. I don't know what the fuck they're doing it for. I mean, but it's
yeah. Well, I mean, like each one has different reasons, but like, oh boy, I don't know which one it was. One of our mass shooters was fucking talking about he thought that. Let me get this right. To paraphrase, he thought that people were coming to kill him and his family if he didn't kill them first. There's multiple different things you can attribute that kind of reaction to, whether it's that fucking. First of all, the misunderstanding of people coming to get you. Like, of course, I mean, ever since 9/11 happened, that whole, like, America as the victim and aggressor thing, of course, it's in our media, violence is all out there. Of course, there's the male gaze thinking you be aggressive, yada, 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 all this different shit. But when it comes down to it, like, people can be as misinformed or as in a bad place as you want to be. And there are other ways for that shit to come out and for you to handle it. I'm not really expecting us to have the perfect understanding of every person and to fucking be able to preempt their mental needs. But if something like that pops off, especially if there's warning signs, especially something else, happened in the past, definitely try to get out ahead of themselves, get out ahead of that. And if it comes down to the worst and they want to do harm to people in their community, no one should be able to kill 9 people in seconds, is where I stand. That's just where I stand, bro. Like, what the fuck? That shit is wild. And it's crazy that the people that make the guns themselves are ahead of the people that should be protecting the people that buy the guns, bro. Like, the companies are making the moral decision before our government does. That's how the system
set up, man.
I know the companies drive the government, but they're in front of them, bro. Like, they're making the decision for the government of how to keep people safe. And we're making the decision by arguing about it and not doing anything, I guess, as well. It's on everybody, bro. It's on everybody, for real.
But yeah, that's I mean, I guess we pretty much down with that topic.
Yeah, there's multiple layers to the shit. That's
there's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's not just mental. It's a lot of other things too. But go ahead.
There's so many different factors that it would take years for us to comprehend what make a person want to do some shit like that.
I mean, but
niggas will be looking back like, yeah, this is what the United States was on in 2019.
I mean, yeah, but for a short-term solution, it does make sense to tackle the guns, because that's the easiest thing to tackle at the moment, to take away their firepower. So,
all right. Do you have anything else? We have a game or something like that, the light and the wood or something.
You're right.
I'm not about to go on no depressed. I'll make a one gotta go if I have to, nigga. Like, I'm not about to go on no depressed fucking notes.
Talk about the Apple shit, I guess. That's
you talking about the Sony shit? Okay.
Yeah, we can just laugh about it, make some jokes.
I mean, well, Apple. So I mean, I know everybody going crazy over Spider-Man not in the MCU anymore. Marvel, they say a lot of people say Marvel fucked that deal up because they wanted too much. But if this news is true about Apple,
They didn't fuck up. Listen, if I'm putting in the work, I'm writing the story, I'm casting the people, I'm directing the movie, and I'm resurrecting your dead franchise. Damn right I want 50-50.
All Sony has is Spider-Man.
All y'all did was put your name on it.
All Sony got is Spider-Man, and Marvel got already the merchandise
but listen,
and all that shit.
Listen,
so, I
but
understand
that don't matter. If you fuck up so badly to the point where Guardians of the Galaxy outsells your Spider-Man movie in the same goddamn summer, and I gotta rewrite the character, I gotta cast everyone, I gotta direct the movie, I gotta edit the movie, and all you gotta do is put the name on it, I'm asking 50%. Fuck out of here.
You think it's cheap to kill Uncle Ben all them times, nigga? That shit expensive.
But they got
it's unnecessary. They had to kill him like that every single time.
They benefited from the deal too. They can't make it just like Sony just only benefited, man.
They got a benefit.
But Disney leaving the table kind of makes sense if Apple is going to buy Sony, because that means that the contract that Sony had with this character is going away, so that completely voids that contract. So they lose the character if another company buys them. I think that's what it is. So.
Does it necessarily go to that new company, or it's just available to be resold?
I don't. It didn't say in the article. It just said that they wouldn't have the rights to it no more if they got bought by some other company.
Let me see if I can find something.
Okay.
It says Disney can get Spider-Man back for free. So.
Word.
That's what it says.
Even better.
For free. Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah. So, but that's if Apple by Sony. They said Apple is preparing to do a big acquisition, so we don't know what that is yet.
They just gonna keep buying each other till they make the monopoly. This is the role of how shit goes. I mean, the coolest thing about the whole media wars or whatever, where everybody having their own services, is niggas is trying to get that, get their leverage however they can. So while I empathize with Josh's concern over Spider-Man, my concern is the fact that Netflix out here bringing Boondocks back, or HBO, my bad, whoever got that nigga Aaron McGruder back, bro. We about to get a whole new season, you feel me? That 6ix9ine sketch about to be fucking fire. Nigga, that episode gonna be fucking fire, bro. That shit gonna be
free Ruben, man.
I'm on fire.
The fuck?
This shit gonna be fucking heat.
But yeah, so I mean, I don't know, man.
Listen, I just want a full Marvel universe. That's all I want.
We might get that. We might get that if we go back.
One day, we finally get X-Men Fantastic Four. We lose Spider-Man. Like,
someone mute Stone. Bush, mute Stone. We in the Discord. What's good with you?
Stone is muted now.
All right, bet. What was you saying, Josh?
I just want a full Marvel universe. We finally get everything, and then we lose Spider-Man. So like, we can never have a full universe.
To be honest, I fuck with Spider-Man, but he's not really like a good part of the MCU in my opinion.
Did you watch Far From Home?
Spider-Man is dope. The last two Spider-Man movies were the best.
True. Did you watch Far From Home?
Yeah, it was. I mean, like the Spider-Man part was cool, but the MCU part was mad.
That set him up. You could tell they was set up to be the face of the MCU, dog.
Yeah, they were. Right. Yeah, definitely. He was definitely gonna be the face. But like I said, I don't think they don't. I mean, I guess they don't need him.
They don't need him. I'm not gonna lie. They don't.
It's good to
still
have
got
him
his,
around.
But
he's somebody that brings in a lot of.
They were already making billions before he got there, and they'll make billions if he's not there still. But I mean, it'd be nice to have him. Like,
yeah,
that's basically what it is. Like,
I do like as a character though. I do like what Spider-Man brings into it. Because although you have like Tony Stark and fucking literal God, and you got the Hulk. Like, Spider-Man is pretty much as close to a hero as you can, a pure hero as you can get, bro. Like, really out in his neighborhood, just helping old ladies and shit. Like,
yeah, he's relatable.
Yeah, as far as
more than any of the other ones.
Like, you need that human element.
Yeah,
to
Marvel characters in general.
Captain America was that, but
yeah,
that's nice.
But yeah,
if the money not right, fuck it.
Disney playing 4D chess, man. They
playing hardball.
Trust me. I know Disney's not gonna fail. When before Civil War came out, they said they had two scripts, one with and one without Spider-Man, just because they bought, just because they got the rights or not. They had two whole different scripts for Civil War, just in case. So I know they prepare for anything. Like,
that script writer was mad as shit. I gotta write two.
If they want Spider-Man, they're gonna get Spider-Man. At the end of the day, they're such a huge company.
Like, they have ESPN and fucking Fox, nigga. Niggas big as shit.
Let's I mean, they could look. Spider-Man don't come back. Go ahead, make Black Panther the lead, man. I'll fuck with that.
Yeah, I can't see him join. I can't see him joining.
White people would
Avengers,
revolt.
though. You heard, Bush?
What? You said you can't see him
I
join?
can't see Black Panther actually being a member of the Avengers, though.
I mean, at the end of his movie, he kind of gave in. He was like, "I'm gonna share my resources with the world."
Nah, he can't help, but he's not gonna be part of the.
Nah, he's gonna be their ally, but he's not gonna be part of the team. Like,
he's gonna be affiliated. He's not gonna be full Treyway. You know, like.
Yeah.
I mean, unless y'all want Papa Doc to take the lead.
Oh no!
I mean,
come on!
I ain't even got no beef with him, man. He just wasn't given much, so nobody expects anything from him.
I mean,
that's what
we'll find out when the TV show comes out.
Yeah, hopefully no TV show is good. But and by the way,
hopefully they're going good. You know they're gonna be good. Stop it.
I don't know if you know.
Stop it. This ain't DC we talking about. Like, the fuck?
Stop with the DC slander. DC did a lot for us.
Oh,
what they did? What they did?
DC made the superhero movie pop. What you mean, bro? When all the Batman, some of
Batman and Robin.
Not that one, nigga. You know I'm not talking about that shit. You know I'm not talking about all them fire ass Batman movies when they blew up that nigga. Matter of fact, starting with fucking Batman Returns, bro. Like Batman Origins, all them grimdark. Who you think set the tone for fucking superhero movies up until
Batman 90s movies was the shit.
I mean, they made the movies dark, but then Avengers came and made the colorful shit popular.
Avengers is still grim, bro. It's not even that colorful.
But it's easy to make movies dark, man. Like I feel like that shit is easy as fuck. Like to make a movie dark.
It's easy to replicate, but again, you know what I'm saying? Like you still got to give credit to the originators. Like it's easy to replicate shit. No one ever said it wasn't, but who set the precedent? Give them respect.
All right, but name me a good DC TV show.
Josh, listen. That's not what I'm talking about.
Listen, we talking about Marvel TV shows right now. Like,
no, we're not.
I'm trying to think.
We talking about the Captain America TV show is about to come out.
I mean, Swamp Thing was overrated.
Oh,
I saw the rest of
that got killed after the first episode.
That shit was overrated. Man. I finished. I got like almost
the first episode dropped an hour later.
I got you. What was that shit? What's that Superman one from back in the day? Fucking Y'all know what I'm talking about, bro.
I know what you're talking about. My mom used to watch that shit.
Somethingville, bro. The Superman joint though, that shit was heat. Solid ass show.
Yeah,
talking about like
matter of fact,
60s?
a lot of them CW shits.
This was like 90s.
CW.
Talking about,
as someone who watched the CW shows, they started off fire, and then about three seasons in, you realize, yo, it's the same shit every season.
Like,
what Marvel series?
Daredevil.
Marvel series. Josh, I hate you, though.
Come on, Drew.
Josh, why you so prepared when it comes to fucking superheroes, dog?
This is what I do,
dog.
This
nigga on superheroes, he's turning to Ben Shapiro and shit, bro. Like,
that's what I do. Like,
no, I ain't talking about Smallville. I'm talking about it was a different superhero show that wasn't Smallville.
No, I was talking about Smallville. That's
okay. I was talking about something different, completely different. Better show.
Okay, my bad. But what about Smallville, Josh? You told me that shit fell off?
I never got into Smallville.
This nigga a snake, bro.
You know what it was?
I only remember like the first
You know what it was, Drew? You know what it was, Drew?
What?
I didn't know Smallville was about Superman until after the show finished.
Like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense, I guess.
Like, as a little ass kid, and you mostly watch cartoons, you see live action shit, you basically think that's for adults, and then you finally
cartoons, bro. Static Shock, fucking Batman, Brave and the Bold, nigga.
Yeah, I mean back in like
Titans?
the early 2000s.
Teen Titans.
Explain to me, young. All right,
right.
Early 2000s. What about Young Justice season 2?
Oh, that's because season 1 was so fire. That's the point.
But what about all right? Then what comes after season 1?
Nothing.
What you mean?
That's blank. It's like what happens after the execution arc in Bleach. Nothing happens. I don't know what you're talking about. There was no Warren Ba Sing Se. Shut your ass up.
Oh, that Ba Sing Se arc was fire, dog.
That shit was heat. Oh my god, that shit was flames. But yeah, Josh is a bitch. DC, that shit.
Man, you just mad because I just killed DC again, dog. It's okay.
Wow.
It's what I do. It's what I'm here for. To boost up Marvel and kick DC while they down.
Yo, it's sad though. I mean, I don't know, man. Look, DC always had the best heroes. Now, I don't mean best by and I like them more than Marvel heroes. I'm just saying that they're the most known.
I mean,
heroes.
they had the best heroes back then. We talking about the 2010s, 2020s now.
No, they
dog.
still people still fuck with DC characters over Marvel characters, though. They just not winning right now.
The
That's the
new
only
Aquaman
difference.
shit. He was a solid character. The new Aquaman.
It can easily come back if they come fire.
Speaking of that Joker movie, man.
Oh, they'll get that shit out of my face.
I think that's kind of like an arty version of the Joker more than.
But that's what DC known for, that dark stuff, man. The artsy shit.
And how did that work for them in Batman vs Superman?
What?
That wasn't
a dark.
No,
that was
I was about the dark shit.
That was a cash grab.
I mean,
that was fan fiction too.
I like how that movie looked, but it just was written poorly. That was a problem with that shit. But the way it looked cool. I fuck with. I like.
I mean, they can have. Even they can have that. Let's say the Joker movie comes out, and by the grace of God, some miracle is good, right?
No, Josh, you don't have to say.
Let me finish.
We don't have to say that no more, Josh.
By the grace of God, some miracle comes out. It's actually a pretty good film.
No, people look.
Bush, let me finish. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point.
Josh is not gonna play with the superheroes, dog.
Let me finish my point. Okay, they already established that's a standalone movie. There's not gonna be no sequel, no nothing about it. So okay, they made one great movie.
They say that now, but they could change their mind.
How? But that doesn't tie into their universe.
They don't have a universe. They gonna destroy all
they
that
do.
shit.
They still have the DCAU. The DCU.
These niggas a ticking time bomb. They will destroy all to make shit work.
Suicide Squad 2 is already in production.
Hey, ain't James Gunn doing that? That might be good.
Bush, it's not gonna be good.
You know damn well that nigga.
He made Guardians.
I had to let that one echo for a second.
The only reason that man is filming that movie right now, because he's obligated, he's contracted to where he can't do Guardians 3 until he's done with Suicide Squad 2. So he's doing that shit as fast as possible.
Look, I hope he makes it good, man. Look, by the way, that they were so confident in that Joker movie that they sent that to a movie festival, and that shit won. You know, pictures that cool. Win that festival go on to win Oscars.
All right, that's cool.
Who gives a fuck about Oscars?
I mean, that's cool.
Stop downplaying Oscars, man. Stop it.
Stop upplaying Oscars, nigga. Fuck this shit.
Wait, Truth, I got this. You know what's better than an Oscar? Having the #1 highest grossing movie of all time.
Oh, that's better, man. But it's an Oscar.
Shut the fuck up.
That speaks to the quality of the film. Not all the Oscars don't get things right all the time. That's true.
The film could be great, but if it don't make no money, then I mean you lost. Like,
look, man. All I'm saying is that this Joker movie might be the first genre film to win an Oscar. I mean, I don't know. Did a genre film win an Oscar before? No, actually, didn't that sea creature movie, that love sea creature movie, didn't that shit
that shit was trash.
Did that win an Oscar? It probably
I remember
did.
It was nominated for a bunch of shit, and that shit movie was garbage.
Well, how about this? The Joker movie is about to be the first superhero movie to win an Oscar, though.
It's not no superhero movie. Don't do
I have high hopes for the Joker movie.
That's not a
super villain nigga.
That's an incel movie. What the fuck? The nigga so sad he wear makeup, dog.
It's a comic book movie, man.
It's based off a comic book character.
Oh my God, they're gonna play that. Ooh, we're gonna pretend like Joker had a legitimate
Dark Knight
story
is not a superhero movie.
Okay,
it's not.
I mean, you're right. I guess
you could completely take out Batman and Joker's characters and just have them be regular people, and the movie still works exactly the same way.
I can't even disagree with that.
Exactly.
This nigga Josh is undefeatable here.
Yo, Batman was trash in that movie. He didn't do shit. He wasn't Batman.
That movie only great because of Heath Ledger.
Yeah, the writing was good too, but Batman was trash. He was not Batman. But I mean, look, I don't know. I like the route they're going with these superhero films. They can't all be just big budget explosions and shit. So
Marvel does that too, though. I mean, Marvel gives you the space operas, Guardians of the Galaxy. They give you the comedies, Thor Ragnarok. They give you the heist movies, Ant-Man. They give you the spy thrillers, Black Widow, Winter Soldier.
They can't They can't go that dark though. So that's the advantage that DC has.
Actually, Doctor Strange is actually going to be a horror movie.
I mean, there's horror movies that are PG-13 though. So I mean, that's not far fetched.
It's still the fact that it's horror means it's gonna be a darker tone though.
Look, it'll be a darker tone, but it won't be as dark as like the Dark Knight or Joker movie.
Oh wow, okay, it's
Dark
dark.
Knight was probably the
you can have your
darkest
dark movie just because it's dark don't mean it's good, dog.
I'm not saying it's gonna be. I'm just saying that they offer something different than what Marvel offers. So there's a way for them to sneak in and be competitive again. They have, like I said, they have the most known characters, man. Like I'm not rooting for them to win, but they can come back with just one or two good films. They got Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it takes way more than one or two good films for them to come back.
Shazam was alright. People fuck with Shazam. Aquaman was decent. They said that was cool. And if James Gunn knock it out of the park with this the Suicide Squad shit, and they said the Joker's good.
So who's playing Superman?
No, man, it don't matter, man.
Tom Mullen.
Okay.
I just read that they're having Tom Mullen come back to play Superman.
He's playing Superman in the Arrow universe.
Who coming back to play Superman?
Oh damn, they demoted that nigga.
in Arrow? Who is the main?
Well, they're doing a Crisis on Infinite Earth Arrow where they have all the different universes, heroes, and I guess he's playing Superman again in that crossover event.
Okay. I don't know, man.
Yeah, and the trash, exactly. Let's get wait for these Disney Plus shows, though. That's just gonna be fired. Them Disney Plus shows gonna be fired, though.
Look, man. Look, I'm sure there's some. Look, I'm just. It's not over, man. We can't just completely.
Yeah, it's over, dog.
We need to believe in competition, Josh. To make.
We had the funeral.
Better,
listen, I don't like competition. I like one person beat up on everyone else. Like
that's how you get 2K in Madden. The same shit every year.
I buy those shits every year.
Why?
Because I have to.
And fuck EA, man. What my boxing shit at, man? What my boxing game, man? Fuck them, nigga.
Anyways, DC is done, dog. We've already buried them. Like,
did Stone do one gotta go? He don't got one.
He did.
Hello.
He dropped one.
Oh shit, Marcel.
What's going on?
Somebody said this nigga the baby sound like Kevin Hart when he sing. He did a Leave Me Alone remix. That nigga sound smack like him.
The baby sound.
That's casually disrespectful.
All right, hold up.
Wait, Marcel, what the fuck?
Hello.
Man. What's good, bro?
We about to be out. I'm just looking at this Stone one guy.
Hey, I need you to explain something on behalf of all New York. What the fuck is 6ix9ine doing right now, dog?
I support 100% what 6ix9ine is doing.
I knew this nigga gonna say what?
100%.
Explain for the
100%.
non-locals.
So look, I understand that. I understand that 6ix9ine was not an actual gang member, right? And they started living that gang lifestyle. If you live into that lifestyle, you got to pay the price. You know, you reap what you sow. I understand that. But you reap what you sow up until niggas kidnap you, niggas start fucking your baby mama, and then niggas
and they steal millions of dollars from you.
Steal millions of dollars from you. So at that point, I'm going into court. It was that nigga. It was that nigga. I'd be damned.
Yeah.
Like I can understand if they just all got caught up, right? Like with Bobby Shmurda, they just all got caught up, you know. But they didn't kidnap Bobby Shmurda. They didn't beat Bobby Shmurda's ass. They didn't fuck his baby mom in his house and steal millions of dollars. And then the police have evidence or fucking a recording of Shadi and somebody else. Oh, we gonna whack that nigga. We gonna what he said? He said, oh, we're gonna super violate him. And I'm like, these niggas was planning to murder me.
I've never heard of a super violation. I've heard a regular.
That nigga said we're gonna
sound like a rat to me.
6ix9ine.
You sound
Stone,
you sound like a rat.
This
nigga Marcel squeaking.
This
nigga Marcel squeaking.
No,
boy,
nigga,
like what the
I'll
fuck
be
you
singing
doing,
like
man?
Trey songs, nigga. I swear to God.
Nah, man, you.
Hell yeah.
You
I
a
be,
whole hoe,
bruh,
man.
I ain't going to jail for no other nigga. I'm sorry.
Hey, yo, Stone did a one.
He's still going to jail.
So we're gonna look at this shit.
Either way, but he gonna get out and then get shot.
Let's take a look at this.
He gonna get out, nigga.
Man, this a wash.
What is this? This back to school essentials?
Why all y'all niggas coming at the end of the
Oh, you didn't watch
podcast?
that commercial, Marcel? Wait, Marcel, watch that commercial and tell me what you think about it.
The back to school essentials? Hold on.
Yeah, just watch that commercial. Tell me what you think about it when you come back.
Let me put my headphones in. Hold on.
I want to see Marcel's live reaction to it.
Shit. I bet. So what is the commercial like? Like racism?
Just watch it. It's a back to school commercial.
Okay. I'm watching it.
But yeah,
leave me alone.
Yeah,
What
this
the
one
fuck?
gotta.
Is this? Nigga, this is a school shooting fucking commercial. What the fuck? Oh. Oh, I like this. Okay, awareness. Oh, she about to get whacked.
What the fuck? This nigga play too much video games. He play too much video games.
Bro. She about to get murked.
This nigga said 300
Nah,
points.
that was a great commercial. Not that I like that
This nigga said
like
she
it and
about to
shit.
get murked.
But bringing the awareness to school shootings, like it started so friendly, and then kids started falling down in the backyard, in the background and shit, falling over, and like, damn, that's nice. I like that.
I got one more gotta go to I'm making right now too, Bush. So I'm making 2.
Making 2, nigga. What the fuck?
2. Man, what time did we start this live? Like 3 hours ago?
I'm almost done. I'm like halfway done, nigga. Like the fuck? Like y'all.
Let's see. We spent about.
Relax.
Nah, we just do it. Nah, let's do this last one. That's it.
You can do 2, nigga. Like man, chill your ass out.
We spent about 20 minutes on Ben Shapiro. No one want to talk about that.
We didn't even talk about Ben Shapiro.
We're talking about not talking about it.
Yeah, we talking about not talking about it.
If you take out all the time we roasted Bush, we probably only been on the podcast like an hour. Like,
probably. But it's just too easy.
There's one gotta go, better not be trash, though. I swear to God.
I mean, I already put the one gotta
be trash.
I already put the first one gotta go. What are you talking
Static, American Dragon, Danny Phantom, Ben 10.
Oh, Ben 10 winning.
10 out.
Nah, nigga, what?
Nah, original Ben 10 was fire. After that, he got
Static better than these niggas.
Are we talking about that Ben 10 or the OG?
We're talking about all of
Ben
Ben 10.
All time.
Oh, nigga, Ben 10's winning. Fuck these niggas.
How?
Nope.
Fuck, nigga, what?
How?
That man ain't
Nigga,
even
that
Danny
theme
Phantom.
song is iconic, nigga.
No,
What
the
you
first
talking
one,
about?
yeah. What about after that?
Nigga, fucking Alien verse, the next one after that, like that shit was
The next
hard,
one, all right,
bruh.
next one's pretty good. I give you that. It was
You're not
okay.
gonna disparage Ben 10,
Fucking the
bro. We're
movies
not gonna do
with
that.
Ben 10,000, with fucking Kevin 11,000.
Oh, Stone, you a bitch for this one. God damn. Fuck.
I think Ben 10 got to go, man.
Yeah,
Look,
Ben
going
10.
off clout, Jake Long got to go, dog. Going off clout.
What?
Actually, you know what? He
That
did have that
Jake Long
redesign.
was a cut.
That ending is
He had
an
that
ass for the redesign of some bullshit,
that nigga
and
was a
Rose should have been gone with the rest of the clan when they wished him away. I don't know how she stayed.
Yeah.
That's some
True.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Nigga, Alien Force was heat too, bro.
Alien Force was fire, bro.
Yo, I
Alien Force
didn't
was
watch
fire
any of these
as fuck.
shows except the one in the top.
No, Alien Force was good. It was okay. It wasn't better than the first one.
That nigga, that shit was that was with
The first one was better.
Nigga,
The first
no,
one,
it wasn't.
the first one was better. Yes, it was.
Bruh, you tripping. That's when nigga, Omniverse was almost better than Alien Force.
Oh.
No, you gotta mix
Nigga,
up, Marcel.
Omniverse
You ain't mean
wasn't
that.
hard.
Marcel, you
Omniverse
don't mean
wasn't
that, dog.
hard.
No, it's not.
Oh. Yo, I feel like people
Newgrounds
always be on
Ben 10 was not
Marcel's
better than the
side, and
first
halfway
one.
through the argument, he says something to make people switch. Like,
Yeah, Marcel sound like a reasonable ass nigga. Then he say like one more thing. It's like, oh, there.
Bruh, cause I'm thinking that nigga Alien when Alien X first showed up, bruh, and when he actually recreated a universe in Alien or fucking with Omniverse, that shit was heat, bruh. That shit was heat as
Yeah,
fuck.
epic moments, but as a show, like, nah, it's not on the same level.
That shit was fire, nigga. That shit did all the Ultimate Aliens too, like Ultimate Humongousaur, Ultimate Big Chill, Ultimate Swamp Fire.
Ultimate,
so basically,
it started off okay, and then just it
got
fell
lame.
off.
But listen, okay.
Gimmick shit.
Regardless of which one-
Omniverse was the best out of all, man. That shit lame.
Yeah, about to say, listen,
Omniverse is the best.
hold it down,
Omniverse.
hold it down. Listen, Death Race just said, see, just the fact that y'all can have this debate proves that Ben 10 is fire. So who else is going? Because obviously Ben 10 not first, bro. He
Nigga,
not
Ben
first.
10 wins.
American
Ben 10
Dragon.
winning.
If I had to choose American Dragon,
first. American Dragon's first.
American
All
Dragon.
right, get American Dragon out of here, bro.
Get that
nigga
shit
gone,
the
man.
fuck out of here.
salute to him. But
you should have picked Ben 10 Aliens, Stone.
It's all of them, nigga. The fuck?
That's over a million.
Just pick like 10 of the 10 most popular ones and just run with it.
Yo, Diamondback, whatever his name was, that nigga was fire.
Diamond Head,
Humongous Sword,
What y'all talking
Heat Wave, Swamp Fire. Swamp Fire was that
Accelerate.
nigga.
No, Accelerate though.
Accelerate was fire.
Accelerate was that nigga. Heat Blast was that nigga.
Was not better than Heat Blast, bro.
Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't.
I fuck with Swamp Fire, dog.
Not better than Heat Blast. Not better than Heat
I
Blast.
like his design better. I like his design better. I like his design.
That design not better. That design is not better than Heat Blast.
I like his design better.
That shit was raw.
Swamp Fire, the one that took over Ben, right, and like snatched the Omnitrix or some shit.
No, that's Ghost Freak.
That was Ghost
Freak.
Ghost Freak was that nigga, bro.
Nah, you know who I fuck with? I fuck
Ghost
with
Freak punked him.
not the Mummy, but Frankenstein. Is Frankenstein alien?
Oh,
I fuck with that.
Was he a bonus?
Yeah.
Or was he part of the original
Frankenstein?
team?
Yeah. It was like
I fuck with that shit.
Like when he got the werewolf one too.
Yeah, no, that whole
that shit was hard.
The Mummy, the Werewolf, and Frankenstein.
That shit was
whole
hard.
season was great.
Wait, basically,
what's the name? Big Chill with fire too.
Wait, y'all gonna stop dick sucking and vote? Like, what's the next one? Ben got rid of that nigga. That nigga gone. He been gone for like 30 minutes.
Get rid of Ben now. Get rid of Danny.
What?
Danny.
No, not Danny.
Danny next.
Nah, Ben
Danny
said
next.
Actually, you know what? This may hurt me to say it, man. We had to get.
Don't say Static Shock.
We had to get rid of Static, dog.
You
might have to.
Get that nigga out of here.
No.
Listen. Static let some dude insult him, and he just walked out the house instead of fighting.
I might have to let Static walk.
No,
Static got two, man. Who voted for?
That nigga Danny better than Static. That show better than Static Shock, bro. Danny.
Have y'all seen? Everyone's seen Danny. We can spoil it, right? Like,
somebody in the comments said Jesus gotta go.
Knock Jesus off.
Jesus.
Somebody said because the icon changes to Jesus when he gets sent out, so they said Jesus gotta go.
But why'd you switch it to when now it shows up Jesus?
I just never changed it back. I forgot about this shit. It was one gotta stay, and then
I think Static gotta
go.
Dog.
Pulling up and saying Jesus gotta go out of these four.
They gone. They dead. It's Jesus here, man. Exactly. See?
Nigga said Jesus won.
Wait.
Jesus is the one.
Get that nigga out of here.
So we got split votes.
So wait, what's the vote count currently, Bush?
I mean, Ben 10's gonna win.
We missing some votes. We got 7 people in here. I can't vote obviously, so we got 6 people in.
Who didn't vote? We got 5 votes.
Go down the line.
Keek, did you vote?
I said Danny. Get rid of that nigga.
I said Static.
I said Ben 10.
Marcel,
I
what you
said
said?
Static.
I said Static.
Wait, Truth, you said Static? Oh, it's 3 Static.
Oh,
then.
Static.
I said Static.
Oh, what is wrong with you?
That nigga.
That nigga got pus for
The nigga Ben 10. The nigga Ben 10 has Thanos in his wrist, bro. Like, what do you want me to do?
Bro. Niggas be sleeping on my nigga Ben 10.
The only nigga up in this list.
Low key, I'll let y'all know right now. I definitely watched more Danny Phantom than I did Static Shock. So
damn right.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. Matter of fact, Danny Phantom was ahead of the whole vegan wave before anybody really gave a fuck.
Boy,
like, salute to them.
Oh man. All right, so
I got Danny winning, dog. I got Danny winning.
You drunk.
I got Danny
when we
winning.
first found out that Danny, that fucking ghost from the future was Danny, bro. That nigga was evil the whole time.
Oh yeah,
That shit was crazy.
That was a cool ass plot twist, but the nigga Danny did get his ass with the whole series, bro. The nigga lost every fight and then came through with a new power.
That nigga
Yeah, losing against that box, nigga. What you talking about?
The box
The nigga was a box
Hold up.
The box ghost.
True. Can you beat the box ghost?
You can't beat the box ghost.
Okay, the box ghost is clearly a high tier. It's a bad matchup for him. But are y'all beating fucking Vilgax, nigga? Vilgax? Are y'all beating Vilgax?
Oh fuck no.
No.
I'm not even touching this henchman.
That nigga's like 15 feet tall.
Hold up though. But for Danny Phantom being like a Fairly Odd Parent design cartoon, that shit got real. Like, shit was getting real in Danny Phantom, and you was surprised, like, oh shit, this shit getting real. Like, remember that fucking?
Didn't that shit have a fake ass? Didn't that shit have a fake ass
died.
Infinity Gauntlet? It was a fake ass Infinity Gauntlet, wasn't it?
Remember the Spirit of Halloween?
Oh fuck no, man!
And remember he had the pumpkin. What was it?
Yeah,
that shit
that
was
was one of the
crazy.
best
Man.
episodes.
That movie.
Wait,
I don't know, man.
Didn't that black girl die?
Hold up, y'all just
He
gonna
liked
forget about the
Valerie?
movie where he went to the future and fought his evil future
That's
self?
what I'm saying. That's what I'm
That
talking
shit was
about.
fire,
That's what
dog.
I'm talking about.
Damn, the
Wait,
plot might be better. But
And then remember his
Benson
girlfriend? His girlfriend was hunting him down when he was a ghost, and she
Wait,
didn't know.
was that
They didn't know each other.
Yo, Josh, was that the same movie
Oh, the
where
alternate
the
future
fucking
shit.
asteroid was coming to Earth and he used
No,
every
no.
ghost in the world to
Oh yeah,
make the Earth
that was the
tangible?
ending. That was the ending.
Yeah, that shit was
Who was?
heat.
Remember him? Remember him and his girlfriend? They're that black chick, and then they would fight each other, and they didn't know it was each other. That shit was crazy, dog.
That shit was heat.
Actually, damn, get Ben out of here, bro. Get Ben out.
Yeah, Danny Wayne, dog. Y'all niggas,
Bro,
fight
wait,
fast.
hold on. We're not gonna just sit on my nigga Danny, bro. We not.
Man, are
doing
you
that.
voting for? Who you voting for, Marcel?
Get that nigga Danny the fuck out of here, man.
What?
All right.
Look, in Ben's defense though, like I like the whole thing they did where he had I don't know what episode it was, but someone snatched his shit right and they showed him how to use the aliens better. He got it back and was just wilding out from that point.
It was the gray matter, but I forgot his name.
I think that nigga took Diamondback and like did some crazy shit with it, or he met an actual Diamondback.
Look over the static.
You kind of nice with it.
Yeah, give rid of Danny. I gotta get rid of Danny.
I'm getting rid of Ben, bro. Danny had that. Danny had that bad.
No,
Danny had it, dog.
No, bro.
There were two black characters in that show. Two black main characters, nigga. I didn't even see a nigga in Ben 10. What you talking
it's
about?
on Keek, man.
Ben 10 gotta go.
Hey,
yo, Treyway.
Morgan, who going?
Yo, what? Ben 10.
Hey,
this nigga Morgan.
Danny wins.
So it's 3-3, ain't it?
Play the theme song.
How we can? No, it's 4. It's me, True,
4-2.
Keek, and Morgan.
It's 4-2. Play the theme song. Young Danny Phantom, he was just 14 when his parents
That theme
built
song
the
was
various
fire.
trade machine was
Nigga,
designed
the
to
Ben
build
10
a
theme
world
song
unseen.
is better than Danny Phantom theme song, nigga.
They're just saying Ben 10, bro. This shit not fire.
These niggas actually rapping.
Them niggas have flow in Danny Phantom song. They ain't had no flow in that Ben 10 shit.
Leave.
All right, guys. That is the podcast. We getting the fuck out.
Nigga, I
of here.
just linked another fucking.
Man, we ain't doing that
Let me see. Let me see.
What
the fuck? Man, I ain't doing this shit.
On singers this time.
again.
Wait.
Nah, we based on singers this time.
Wait, True. I mean, not True. Stone, you purposely rigged this to where Janae has to win.
She not. No, I
She ain't been
she just happened to be part of the subject matter. Dog.
Look at every single person in this goddamn one.
Wait, Bush.
People
Danny
can argue
won.
scissors.
Why did you blink out? What? Danny won. Why did you blink out?
Where is it?
Yeah, wait, Danny won. Bush, what you doing?
No, he got you right, Bush. End the stream.
4
Bush,
people
stream.
said.
End the stream.
There you go, man. Stream over.